Okay, hello, and welcome to Cyberpunk Red, as presented by us at In Place. Pardon me. So, we're live. How long is for anyone's guess? This is Cyberpunk Red after all. God, you're so big. I haven't looked at the
It's not being run by Maximum Mike, so we've got some hope.
True. I am not going to kill anyone this... Well, hang on, no. I'm not going to make promises I can't keep. I won't plan to kill anyone this week.
Spoken like a true horror GM.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Okay, so a little bit of admin first. Hint Plays is an actual play channel, as you may have gathered. We have a rotating cast of games and games masters. And this week I am running Cyberpunk Red from Artelsorian Games. So we will go left onwards. So fish, not fish. Make yourself known. Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Fishy. You can catch me on Twitter at FishNotFish and also on Twitch at FishNotFish. That's FishNotFish as presumably said, either down there or up there. I can't see the
Down.
And I will be playing Max, who is a solo of a originally corporate background who has gone AWOL from the French Foreign Legion to come to Night City on personal business, which may or may not ever become apparent during the course of play. And he's originally from Wakefield. I can't really specifically do Wakefield, so I'm just doing generic North.
Generic North.
Generic North, aye.
Right, and next we have Chrono Magistrate.
Hi, I'm Chrono Magistrate, Chrono, or Anil, depending on how various folks know me. I am playing Ranriti Ikanayaka, aka Electrum, a Sri Lankan-born young man, he's 21, who was brought up in Night City after his mother's moved here on corporate business. His family disappeared while he was at school, and he was forced onto the streets. And he wants to get back to the lifestyle he previously had, but no longer finds himself within. He is a Netrunner with medical aspirations, or at least medical training, because it helps to be diversified here.
Okay. Yep. Yes, it's not that Netrunners never suffer any kind of injuries. So, next we have Monietsu.
Hello, I am Monietsu. I am going to be playing Lena, or short for Magdalena, or also known as Nabu. She is a media, basic media specialist, primarily doing whatever odd jobs will pay for the kibble, but with a long-term goal of trying to take down Arasaka Corporation because they basically ruined her childhood. And yes, she is in complete denial about how difficult this is, and this is going to be, and also Arasaka probably hasn't even noticed her yet, so
Probably
We'll
nothing. She's still walking around breathing, therefore.
yes.
You hope
Exactly.
Arasaka hasn't noticed.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, they know about me for sure.
Oh yeah. They're just
They're just intimidated, and they're scared to admit it.
they're just in denial, man. They're in denial. You've got the power. Just the power of a small gnat. Bumping its nose against the windscreen.
I'm thinking of a chihuahua, just a little ankle biter.
Yep, pretty much. Yes, and my dogs will provide the sound effects for that, I'm sure.
Fair enough. Robinson.
Yeah, okay. I have to remember what we decided on now.
Well, there's this radical thing called notes.
Yeah, I have them. It's okay. I just need to rotate them so I can read them. So I'm playing Hideo Chiba, who hasn't actually got like a nickname or anything yet because I'm incompetent at thinking of names. It is my one weakness when it comes to fiction. So he is a tech from a, well, formerly corporate family who is now completely absent. Not that they were much more present when he was a child anyway. and has grown up with the mentorship and, let's say, parenthood or surrogate parenthood of nomads, and as a result is much more technically inclined than one would normally expect. However, as a result of a, what's it called in this setting? Not surgery, whatever it is.
Yeah, a Ripperdoc balked the installation of your neural interface.
Yes.
Which has caused major problems, basically, with the central nervous system. It doesn't work properly anymore. And as a result, you use a Rocklin Augmentics cyber chair.
Yes. Partially disabled.
Yep, it happens. Okay.
Has everyone seen that
Sean.
mini, by the way, the rocker in the cyber chair?
Isn't it cool?
How awesome is that?
It is. It's a drama. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic miniature.
I need to go and check that out.
Yeah, it's just topless rocker in the chair, and the drum kit just vertically in
Does
front of
actually
him.
look a little bit like kind of an idealized Nightbite. So if you're on a good day.
Night bites after a lot of gym time, because there were a lot of crunches involved in
I
that
did
physique.
say idealized.
Yeah.
A lot of gym time would put me in a wheelchair.
There was that. But no, there's some really, really good minis coming out with those.
Oh, wow.
Sarah's done a hell of a job. And has inspired a lot of people, which is kind of cool.
That's all. That alone is awesome.
Yeah. And has annoyed a lot more, so that's awesome as well.
Yeah. Also, yay.
Okay, so yeah, where do we stand on this? I wonder. So, moving round to Shard Angel.
Hey, I'm Shard Angel. I'm going to be playing Corey Gallagher. Used to be Gavin, but for reasons.
It wasn't me. I didn't object.
No,
I know.
I did.
I know. It's okay. I'm blaming Drut entirely.
I was fine with the idea that I would respond every time anyone spoke to one of your characters. It was you who was going to get annoyed by it.
Corey's handle is Dandelion. He is a rocker boy from a drift nation, actually. Grew up in a fairly decent middle-class home with a family of technicians and was on track for being one himself. And then they got... I'm going to say blacklisted by the corporation itself and had to leave. So he's been on the street here in Night City for a while just learning how to play the banjo, but has since moved up into actually having a little bit of status, being able to play at various venues. So his whole series of life goals revolves around finding a way to redeem and save his family.
Okay.
But as of now, he is exiled.
Yep. And last but by no means least, we have Nightbites.
Hi, I am Nightbites, and I am playing Cad, or Caduceus, if you want to give them their full name. They are a MedTech by trade, upbringing, and necessity. Grew up in the combat zone, finally made it to somewhere a little bit safer, and has been a part of setting up this little community centre, for want of a more appropriate word. And thus not needing to go out into the field where it's dangerous to do the medic stuff, but actually they come to them. Much safer.
Okay.
Just don't ask for any good bedside manner, because it won't happen.
Fair enough. So this game is using the interlock system. So those who've played Witcher will recognise it. So you're looking at skill checks being D10 plus your stat plus your skill. I believe this character sheets do list the base, so basically it's D10 plus base. So that maths should already be done for you. And then there'll be target. Basically, you need to equal or beat a target number of my decision. Sorry,
If we beat the target number hard enough, does candy come flying out?
Maybe.
Not a pinata.
That depends on whether Candy is annoyed at you beating her target.
But why don't I get the idea that Candy Crush is a really fast solo?
Oh no! No,
Oh yes.
it's like there's somebody who is wearing a full body exo rigger.
Yes, linear frame time.
Yeah, that's it. A linear
Yeah.
frame in bright pink and yellow.
Oh, excuse me a mo while I just make a note of this.
If Candy Crush exists in this universe as an edge runner of any kind, I demand the right to shoot them.
Solo in pink linear frame. Right, okay. Just noting that one down. So, the setting is Night City, which is on the west coast of the US, and we are 30 years on from Cyberpunk 2020, the second edition of the game. Everyone keeps forgetting Cyberpunk 2013 happened.
I don't. I've still got my box set.
Show off. Yeah. Sorry. So we are about 20 odd years before Cyberpunk 2077. In 2077, we know that the world is basically knackered but recovering. We're not so recovered here. The time of the red indicates the red sky, which still contains a lot of dust and fallout after the Fourth Corporate War.
On the plus side, though, there's a lot of very happy shepherds.
Oh,
Ouch.
fishy.
Resulted in Arasaka Towers getting nuked. Who by and why? Well, there's an interesting question. Depends who you believe.
Also, I'm not sure
Basically.
there are many shepherds left, unless they're Biotechnica's robo-shepherds.
Funny you should say that. I've been looking at my plot for scenario 2. Meh. Okay.
Oh no, I shouldn't have given you hooks into Biotechnica.
No, literally, my second scenario is a Biotechnica, and involves livestock.
Up against Biotechnica, can I steal a couple of eyes? Because I used to own some Biotechnicas, and unfortunately, I had to replace them with something a little cheaper.
Yeah. Basically, Max has already sold himself off for parts.
Yeah, literally. Apart from his neural link and interface plugs, every single piece of cyberware that Max has is a low-grade replacement for the ones he used to have. That's just part of his background.
Which is fair. Periodically, I may ask people to blink. This is because I'm watching the bitrate, and I just want to make sure I've still got everybody on camera because I'm looking at the stream feed. But I'm looking at the outgoing stream feed, not what's actually coming down the pipes to you guys. So, the loose collective of people, because we can't really call them a party.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Are centred around a bar called the Rack and Ruin. This is the bar on the ground floor of a multi-storey strip mall. Now, back in the day, this was quite a profitable area. You had multiple layers of bars, restaurants, shops, all sorts of facilities that the commercial district and residents would appreciate. Things have gone a bit pear-shaped since then, and now it's been chunked up by whoever can hold what they've got. So the Rack and Ruin is owned by a edge runner, former edge runner, called Norse, and him and his associates basically walled off and gated off and welded off a chunk so that the floors directly above the bar are under their control. So they can supply rooms, they can supply workspace, and some secure storage. Secure. As much as anything is. The walkways have metal gates welded across them, and there are a combination of stairs, fire escapes, and holes literally cut in the floor with ladders running through them. getting up and down can be a bit of a mission. So, above the Rack and Ruin is the clinic run by, well, currently run by CAD, which was founded by the owners of the bar, and it is called Sonora, which one of the Edgerunners pointed out is apparently a Celtic goddess of healing. Everybody simply calls it Docs. It's known in the community as a place where you can come and get help. It's not the cleanest, it's not the safest, but it's probably the cheapest in the area.
Doesn't have the best medics. I mean, they're not much cop, really.
Oh,
I mean, one
It'd
of
be a
them's
lot better if they
Netrunner.
had some semblance of bedside manner or politeness.
Oh, don't speak to me about bedside manner and politeness. My conversation skill is 5 base. That's not 5 ranks in the skill. That's 5 including the attribute.
No. The real problem isn't the medics. The real problem is the music playing from the bar. The only time that it's helpful to those healing is when I'm playing.
yes.
I think you're not using that word correctly.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Exactly.
When in doubt, draft in Inigo Montoya. So, yeah, playing in the bar, we have Bonefly. What's Corey's handle?
Dandelion.
Oh, Dandelion.
Dandelion.
Sorry, my brain just went, nope, no information.
Dandelion.
My apologies, I'm not quite with it at the moment.
So
And he plays a mean picking banjo. Occasionally accompanied by a double denim wearing mechanic called Ferris, who's also seeing Electrum. I mean, yeah, well, not that Electrum's invisible to anyone else, but you know what I mean.
No, but Electrum is short and shy, but doesn't actually.
So maybe
have any
nobody does
trouble
see Electrum.
finding a partner.
Yeah.
Look, I have 3 tragic lovers. So in my background,
You don't have a problem
bless.
finding lovers. You have a problem keeping them.
Keeping them,
yes,
yeah.
that's it. None of those loves ended because of my fault. It was always somebody else. One I don't know because they simply went missing. The other is down to that bastard Morton, and the third one we split amicably.
Oh, that's really sad. That's really tragic in a kind of way. There are entire sappy movies to be made out of that.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah.
Snappy
Okay.
movies in Cyberpunk.
Yeah. At some point, I'm going to be rich enough that I can hire a media to tell my own story.
Oh no!
Yep.
You don't need to be rich enough. All you need to do is to get in really good with our current media, and then you're golden.
Yeah.
My prices are not that cheap. No.
I was just wondering whether you've read Pandora's Star by, is it Peter Hamilton?
Yeah.
Because there's actually a character in that who kind of does that. She gets really shafted at the beginning and then becomes the star of the cyberware, Braindance, essentially, biopic about herself. She is the star of, and thus boots a media career.
I like that.
Fair enough. Right. I'm just looking at something here. It says it's always a caper. Yep. Okay. Docks or Sonora's upstairs, by the way, it used to be a deli. So now the cold storage is where all the stuff involving fluids happens. Because it's easy to clean. Drinking in the bar. We generally have Lena Nabu, who is definitely writing the next great American expose, because this will definitely bring down someone.
Someone.
Someone. Not this yet, but someone.
Yeah.
It's how you make bank.
Exactly.
Yes.
Kibble's got to be paid
Exactly.
for somehow.
Exactly.
Max may have suggested that Sharp Technologies are in bed with Arasaka and are worth investigating just because he wants the data if she finds anything.
She is not. Yes, but she is not above, checking them out. Just even though not entirely trusting you 100%, but enough to explore.
They're bad eggs, look, trust me.
It's the not trusting you 100% though that just makes me giggle. Or at all, in fact. Nobody trusts anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly going off into
We need to give them back their
Nobody was
hero,
on
Max.
nobody's side from chess. That's what I was thinking of.
Not even yourself.
I was trying very desperately to refrain from singing.
Sorry. My apologies. Okay.
Oh.
So, it is night. It's late. And Max is currently earning a little bit of scratch for kibble at the hands of Lena.
Really?
This is Drat taking pity on your inability to buy bullets.
Yeah.
You can bite the bullet.
Will, and there's this wonderful image of a card with Will and various things all just cross through as they get gradually more and more desperate, moving down the card. 4 bullets.
Yeah, I really don't have many, do you? You are actually escorting Lena back from a meeting with a very, very suspect individual who assured Nabu that they had info, and it was absolutely vital info, and it was definitely, absolutely kosher, and it was totally realistic. About the halfway through the conversation with them, you actually switched off the recording because you realised that what they were doing was narrating the last brain dance that came out a couple of weeks ago. And you're almost certain that nobody has been deploying bombs via hang gliders. Almost certain.
It all started to go wrong when Arasaka bought Area 51.
I want to know what's going on in Area 51 now.
Not a lot.
Where's
Smoking
the
ruin.
Cyberpunk Alien Invasion arc?
No, we've got to go to Torg for that.
True.
Although interlock system games, you could use Mechton to design an alien invasion and play it in Cyberpunk. That would work.
You could do that, yeah. There are quite a lot of people out in space, of course.
Yes.
You've got the High Riders, who largely went into space, then stuck 2 fingers up at Earth, saying, you know what, we're here, you're there. We're now an independent nation. Bite me.
If I remember rightly, Near Orbit was the original Cyberpunk source book for that, and then possibly Deep Space for Cyberpunk 2020.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what they do with it as we get more detail in Red.
Yeah, I have hopes for some stuff there.
We could always just do a job against whatever Drut's planning and make our way to one of the satellites just to force the issue.
You could. You would also probably have to make your way to the equator, because that's where most of the launches are happening from.
They don't have a space elevator? What kind of backward society is this?
I can't remember if they do.
No,
I don't recall an elevator.
If there was a space elevator, it would have to be down in Brazil. I think Brazil.
Yep.
I mean, if there was, it probably got destroyed anyway.
Yeah, probably.
True. Okay, so while strolling along, Your agent is picking up the stories from the local data pool because it's in Nabu's interest to keep finger absolutely on the pulse. And besides, if anything interesting pitches up in the scream sheets, you never know. It might be worth your while looking into. It might be worth your while actually, trying to get paid for a story. Africa, actually, is where most of the high riders are launching from these days, largely because they didn't get fragged. You've got to remember everything south of the US as was largely involved in corporate wars, so they would.
If I remember rightly, the African economy is booming at the moment.
Oh yeah, the African economy is
pretty much
going
everywhere
great
else
guns.
on the planet.
Yep. Absolutely. As seen in 2077, where you have posters for holidays in Somalia. Everybody dripping with gold and looking incredibly happy and drinking martinis.
Excellent.
Okay then, Malia.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder what happens to Lucasade in the future.
Megacore.
Probably owned by one of the medical corporations now.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Apparently, Lucasade is owned by a Japanese company, even though it's basically only sold in the UK.
Yeah, it's a UK product originally, but it wouldn't surprise me if somebody, like, some holding company from some other country now owns it, because the UK doesn't own anything anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So true.
It depends if like Kraft is probably a subsidiary of what's the American Foods Megacore? It's Continental Brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on a minute.
Are you sure they're American though?
Well,
Wow.
Continental Brands is.
I just meant.
Yeah.
By
At the
2045,
moment,
it's now African.
Yeah. At the moment in the US, of course, well, the US as was, all cargo is shipped via, most cargo is shipped via nomads. Nomad convoys are the ones keeping goods flowing around the continent. They're the ones who can get through past the gangs, the completely economically and ecologically disrupted areas. So nomads are kind of essential to the economy. Okay. So, yes, you're getting a few stories flick through on your agent, which is... It's a smartphone that can talk to your cyber glasses or your eyes. And you can hook it to the data pool. There is no internet per se, so we have lots of local data pools, which fulfill the function of everything from sort of local searches to social media. You've got I want to say something, Fish.
I was just thinking, I'm going to have to get one of those pretentious jogger armband things, aren't I, for my agent, so that I can plug it into my interface port on my wrist.
Yeah.
When I'm out and about, and have the data pop up on my cyber eyes.
Yes.
I should hope so. It's mortifying being seen in public like that. Otherwise.
God, it's so embarrassing actually having to look at the screen. Oh my God.
I'm some sort of heathen.
Yes, some sort of savage.
Okay.
We're
Right,
all
so-
most of us are very prickly characters, aren't we?
Nah, my character is.
Empathy-free.
You could think of Corey as more of a hipster, like older tech and using things on purpose, even though there's newer stuff to use.
Oh God, he wears tartan shirts and
Oh.
no, and rolled
no.
up skinny jeans just above the work boots.
Oh no! Hang on! Is Corey actually trying to bring back the music of the Bay City Rollers?
Oh yes.
The night Bay City Rollers. I love it.
Synthwave Bay City roller plucking.
I'm taking this rocker boy thing seriously.
Okay.
I am supposed to be cool, which means I have to be cooler than cool, which is beyond what the current cool is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
By
cool
definition,
for-
cool isn't cool because everyone's doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
I-
cool before you even heard of that. Sorry.
Oh, bless
Okay.
Robinson. Yes, it's okay. We will supply you with images of the Bay City Rollers.
Oh my god, I forgot you were so young. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
My mum went to see the Bay City Rollers when they came to Margate, let's put it that way, when
Oh
she was
my
a
God.
teenager.
oh.
So it's way before our time. Even our time.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm just pretending to know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they were fairly not uniquely British phenomena, but largely focused over
They
here,
were
I feel.
Scottish. They had a thing.
Yet Scotland is part of Britain, last time I checked. I know that they've had their issues, but at the moment they are still part of Britain.
That's just because you want to move there.
Okay.
We're moving to Scotland.
Yep. Okay.
I'd sign up for that, but yeah, sorry. So, anything interesting on the
yes.
agents?
Yeah, there are indeed. Now, there's something that I haven't done and that I need to, which is I need to open the PDF character sheet so I can remind myself what skills actually exist.
Ah,
I do apologise for this. It's just me being a
No.
fool.
no, not at all. I think
Sorry,
I
I
need
thought
to
I had
read.
everything else
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, I'm about this far away from redesigning all of my own character sheet so that I have more space for text. And
Understandable.
I love this
Rocking.
game, but I must say I don't actually like the character sheet.
it's very overwhelming for me, and it's not enough space for writing. And I would like images as well.
Yeah, you're not alone there, Molly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's why I have a separate Word doc with like background or like all my
Yeah.
background.
Yeah,
stuff.
I've put the actual
Yeah.
numbers into the character sheet,
Yeah.
but otherwise I'm still working from the original text file that has got all of Max's
Yeah.
background and life path and so forth.
I am
that's-
happy to feedback any accessibility issues on the character sheet, if
Okay.
you like.
Okay, well, thank you. I will put together some notes. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I'm
that's
using.
fine.
Yeah, I'm using a character description from Scrivener, actually, just
Oh,
for doing
Mr.
a short.
Fancy Pants. It's almost like use that for work.
Honestly, one of the easiest things in terms of feedback for the character sheet, it's already 3 pages long. They can just remove the
Mhm.
background stuff entirely from the main 3 pieces and add the life path and the background stuff to its own page.
Yeah, I'm a
Allowing
great
for
for having
room.
a separate background sheet. I think that's
Yeah.
by far the
That
best
would
way
be-
of doing it. So
yes.
you've got your game mechanics on another sheet or two, and then effectively a bio sheet that gives you all the background information and the non-mechanical stuff works really. Plus,
Yeah.
that's really good for sharing. You know, you can put the bio sheet on the internet for viewers, stuff like
Here's
that.
my calling
without-
card.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I
My
like
entire
that.
life
yeah.
story. You should cry for me now.
Or pay me.
Or that.
Yep.
Or both.
Okay.
Okay. So, sorry.
Let's go
Like
with what is the media's primary skill?
The role ability won't be on the character sheet, of course, because the role abilities aren't. So if that's what you're thinking of.
Unless
no,
she wrote
I'm
it
trying to
down,
remember.
or unless they wrote it down, because there's a space to write it down.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but that would require looking at the specific character sheet rather than just a generic character sheet.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're looking at a blank one.
Influence or something like that.
Credibility,
Credibility. That's it.
I think.
That sounds right.
That's what's on mine.
Okay.
Hard to believe.
Okay,
I
let's
think.
use credibility then. This is to assess stories' viability from
Okay.
the scream sheets. It lets you dismiss what's most obviously National Enquirer level. You know, Elvis found naked on the moon, that sort of thing.
Ooh.
Again.
That sounds chilly.
No. This is the problem, you know. Once you've found him once, it's you can't just ask him to hide again.
Yes. Well, unless you're playing a long-term game of hide and seek
True.
with him. But okay. So, do I need dice?
Yes.
I have dice.
Need-
D10 you will need.
Yes.
Okay.
This does explode like the Witcher does, but only once.
Yes, roll carefully, dice may explode.
Oh, good. Okay, just rolling the 1 and 9.
What is your base? Just out of curiosity.
Base was for which thingy? I'm sorry.
For credibility.
For credibility,
4 plus whatever the appropriate stat is.
4.
Okay. And the stat.
Credibility,
is it.
credibility doesn't have a stat assigned
Yeah,
to it. So
Thank you.
according to the
good
book, if it's rumors, if you're intending to roll against rumors, which is what credibility allows you to do,
Yep.
it's stat plus an appropriate skill. And I don't know. So the appropriate skill here, I guess, would be.
The appropriate skill would be probably
Oh, yeah,
it's only
become
going to be
run by a
streetwise.
It'd be streetwise or library search, maybe.
It could
Let's
be-
say streetwise.
Okay.
It really would depend on the information. I mean, it could even be deduction in some situations.
Yep. Since this isn't an active thing, it's more of a bullshit filter.
Yeah.
Um,
So I mean, I
streetwise.
guess this is something that's running off
Okay.
cool in any
Yeah.
regard.
Okay.
So cool.
So street. Okay. Cool. Okay. So my cool is 6 and
So total of 19.
street. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Okay.
Right. Well, yeah. You're not much is getting past you. That's slightly annoying.
Sorry.
Rethinks what she was just putting in. Okay.
Okay.
Passive DC at 13 for a detailed rumor.
Oof.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what you're picking up on and filtering is you go through half a dozen faux adverts, or rather adverts that aren't claiming to be. So it's kind of informative articles that just happen to be talking about different types of ammunition. The weather report, which incorporates the Geiger reading and chance of fallout rain, which you largely, that's kind of your static. You just flick through that. You know how it goes. You trip over one that sounds vaguely interesting, which is that a mid-level Maelstrom boss has been fished out of the bay. The ganger named Dripfeed was wanted in connection with at least 62 counts of robbery, kidnapping, and illegal parking.
Is that each? Like 62 counts of parking and 62 counts of kidnapping?
Doesn't say. It's only a little paragraph.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's aggregate. But the illegal parking, that's just rude. I mean, space is at a premium in this city.
Exactly. NCPD are apparently investigating, but as far as they're concerned, it was an accidental drowning.
Yeah. Everyone believes that.
Yeah, because people just go swimming all the time in the river. Right. Any mention of survivor? Or actually, I should be able to find out if there are survivors who might be willing to pay for us to investigate, or to find out more about what happened.
It doesn't actually, oddly enough, list he is survived by his gang and his crew and 16 henchmen. But
what?
So
in lieu of flowers, send ammunition.
In lieu of flowers, send ammunition and cyberware. Maelstrom are one of the most disturbing gangs, booster gangs for me,
Okay.
because they're the ones with the ocular implants.
Oh.
Freaky looking things.
They're the freaky looking dudes.
Okay. Okay,
They are
so
a major
maybe-
gang, but of course, smaller territories go down to individuals and individual crews.
Okay.
So
So
you can indeed, you can't find it in this article, but you can
Yeah.
put the feelers out to see if there is anybody who is willing to pay to have that information as to what exactly happened delivered to them.
I think it might be a good idea to ask Max's opinion first, since Max is something more of the muscle to my brains.
I'm not paid to have opinions.
Well, you
Don't
might
be
be in this
cruel.
case. I mean, having an opinion in this case might lead to further pay. So, you think worth checking out, or not?
I'll be honest, because this wasn't coming up
Not
on
so much.
Max's agent, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Nabu will explain the Maelstrom gang member murder, being fished out of the river, and his poor bereft gang members in mourning, and perhaps we could help them out in exchange for some money.
Why?
Money? Well, it's just an idea. I mean, if you, it was just an idea. I mean,
Just my opinion, but one less Maelstrom member in the world is what we call a good start.
Look, our interview earlier tonight went absolutely nowhere. I'm just trying to find something so this whole evening is not a complete disaster. Do you have any
I
better-
understand that. I can see your point that there might be a story in it, but I will tell you this: if we go anywhere near Maelstrom, my rate goes up.
That is fair.
That's understandable. So, threat detection then, Fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a perception check, in other words. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
While you're having this discussion,
I'm glad that I put that comment into chat just before you said this, by the way.
no, it's all right.
What threat detection does is it adds my 4 points of combat awareness to my perception for, appropriate rolls.
Oh, that's your class roll.
Yeah,
Or
combat
your
awareness
ability.
is my roll ability, and I've got a number of different things that I can divide the points between, so things like damage resistance and initiative boost and so forth. But I've got, when on guard duty, I've got everything into perception, into threat detection, which gives me a +4 when attempting to detect threats. So, my perception has a base of 11, which puts me to a base of 15, including combat awareness.
And then he rolls a 1.
So
the one.
that's a 24.
Nice.
Lovely.
I think if there is a threat, I may detect it.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Remember, you're playing to our skills here.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
yes.
Okay. A squealing of wheels from around the corner ahead of you cuts through the vaguely ecclesiastical thumping from the bar you're standing next to. Ecclesiastical thumping. Yep.
Before the source of the squealing wheels comes into sight, I am in between it and Nabu with my gun in my hand.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Which is what
Yeah,
I get
Employee
paid
of the month, that.
A transit-style van comes hurtling around the corner, clipping a lamppost, knocking it smack down towards you guys.
for.
Mounts the pavement and then veers off, slewing into the road around a pile of flaming garbage.
So it doesn't look like it's going to hit us at any stage.
It doesn't look like it's going to hit you, but only because they had to move around the lamppost, which they clipped anyway.
Okay.
So what I would like you to do is to avoid the falling lamppost.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds like an idea. Yes.
Of course,
So-
lampposts got weaponized in this.
Can,
Cyberpunk,
Everything is a
everything's
weapon if you
weaponized.
try hard enough.
can I do my bodyguard thing and shove Nabu out of the way first?
You can.
That's more
Yes.
important to Max than him being out of the way of the lamppost,
Yep.
because this is what
Aw.
he gets paid for.
Yep.
So
you.
how would
Indeed.
I do that? Would that still be on evasion? Or would
That is
I
going to be on
doing
evasion, yeah.
Okay,
Evasion,
so
evasion.
now I'm getting lost on the character sheet. Where's my evasion skill?
So,
There's my evasion.
yes.
Moliere, middle column, middle of
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. I need to
So-
find my highlighters for this.
That's a total of 15
Thank you.
on an evasion roll.
Okay. So, yep, that will let you shove Lena towards the wall of the bar.
Excellent.
Ave Maria comes through to a techno beat with synthwave howling.
I have no interest in like real religion, but I do actually like quite a lot of Christian rock.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like religious music set to synthwave is very much a jam.
No.
Actually, I can kind of
Like
see
I
that.
said, Dandelion probably jams there occasionally.
I mean,
Yeah.
techno gothic is very much a
Yes.
genre I enjoy, and that has
Yes.
like Enomine has Fatos and like a
Mhm.
driving metal beat to Psalm 23. It's
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to hear this.
So do I now need to roll to get me out of the way of this?
You do.
lamppost, or
You
have
do
I wasted
indeed.
my opportunity? So is this going to be a higher difficulty, presumably?
This
because
is
I
going to be a
didn't
higher
reach that way?
difficulty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
It-
I'm going to feel so
I've
guilty if he
still
does
got-
now.
Remind
Why
me,
would
do
you
you
feel
have to
guilty?
spend
That's
luck
his job.
before you roll, or can you spend
Well,
it?
You
I
do
will.
indeed have to
Nabu
spend
will
luck.
not.
Oh, okay.
I will.
I'm guessing that
I
a
need
lamppost
to be
isn't
lucky.
going to do more damage than his hit points, but
It's only a 13.
Could be a very
Depend-
sturdy lamppost.
Yeah,
think-
could hit
I
him on
think-
the head.
I think Knight could speak differently for how much damage a lamppost could do.
Yeah.
So I will simply add to
In
this
fairness,
that
the lamppost lost. I mean,
like by way of comparison, a 40-mile-an-hour vehicle hitting a unarmored pedestrian has a 1 in 10 chance. The pedestrian has a 1 in 10 chance of survival. An armored motorcyclist hitting a lamppost is sitting right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The armor makes all the difference, I swear.
Yes.
it does.
It's
I'm
You
just-
get the bike,
assuming-
all the gear.
but I'm also talking about in terms of mechanical abstraction.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I know.
I'm assuming that
Okay.
since I am on the job, so to speak, I will be wearing my light armor jack
I
at
was
the
assuming
moment,
you
rather than the suit, the faux leather, that bright red faux leather with LEDs that he normally wears.
Oh,
Well.
subtle and understated, dude.
Hang
Oh
on,
god, yeah, I've
is
got
Ma-
his
is Max
outfit
wanna-
described, and it's just horrendous. It really is.
Is Max wannabe Akira?
God.
But yeah, that was a 13 on my evasion.
That was a 13 on your evasion. Hang on a sec.
It's not great.
No. I have a feeling you either just made it or just missed it by 1, and I'm just checking. I apologise. I'm still finding my way through
Oh,
the
I mean, this
The
is the
rule
first session we've played of this game.
of the proper
Exactly.
game. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not one of those sensible channels that plays a couple of sessions off stream to get the hang of the game before we stream it. Oh no, no, dive straight in and make a fool of ourselves on
No,
camera.
you're
That's
not.
the way to do it.
There's a reason this channel has the first AP of the Cyberpunk Red Jumpstart
Yes.
kit.
Yes.
Scenario.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, but that was a while ago
It's-
because it was the first one. So
Yes.
yeah.
well, we're not
I
making
suppose
fools
this
of
is technically our
ourselves.
third Cyberpunk session because we did
Technically.
Yeah.
the jump start and then we did one more, the
Yeah, the one with
Tree
Astral.
Pirates thing.
All we're doing basically is illustrating, modeling the pathfinding for other
Yeah.
people, so that when they are struggling to figure out new games.
Yeah,
They-
none of
they
that
know that it's
watching
normal.
Matt Mercer and thinking, I couldn't possibly do that. You can watch one of
Yeah.
our games and go, yeah, I could do that.
Well,
Also,
hey,
that-
I can
it's
do that better
inspiring.
than them. It's,
another thing that we're doing
Well.
is giving Max more time to survive before his legs
Mhm.
crushed.
This is it,
Yes.
yeah.
Also that, yes. But
There are only 2 hit locations:
The head and the body.
the head and the body.
But there's only one set of hit points. How do we balance that?
It's if you get hit in the head, you take more damage, basically.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's common in quite a lot of games, that a hit to a vital area just increases the amount of hit point damage you take.
See,
Yeah.
but the head's not the only vital area. You hit someone in the groin, and they're going to bleed out really fast.
Yeah, you hit someone in the head, you're going to crush the skull and kill them instantly, potentially.
Yeah, true.
It's speedo death.
That's
As
why
opposed
we
to Speedo
wear
death.
helmets.
I
and
would,
that's why
Speedo.
there is, and that's why there is a fairly significant critical injuries table for both sections, body and head.
That's why my hair has armor weave in it.
I'd just like to point out that what the rest of you cannot hear, because it's just obviously because of for copyright reasons not going out over the stream or VC in any way, shape or form, is that I am trying to dodge a lamppost to the tune of "Play that funky music, white boy." It is perfect.
I love it.
Lay down and boogie and play that funky music. You've just died.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so unfortunately you needed a 15.
Okay.
It was a 13 to do to push her out of the way, but unfortunately you needed then a 15 to get yourself out of the way. So
Okay.
you are going to be taking a...
So I'm going to get hit on the head with a lamppost.
Not necessarily on the head.
Or more likely, I'm going to get hit on the right arm with a lamppost.
Oh.
Let's see.
Well,
Which at least won't hurt.
You're getting hit on the arm. You're not getting hit on the head.
good.
And you're getting hit on the head for...
1 damage.
I wish.
Yeah. Now I've got no cat. This is not useful. I need to look up what my armor does.
Oh, Pippin.
Bless him.
It's been sat over there all the way through this until the moment that I'm actually being hit with a lamppost, and then
Yeah,
suddenly
my cats
now
my
is the
cats do
time.
that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting here doing nothing, as soon as I have to do something important, boom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think page 129 is going to be grafted into my skull. 'Cause that's the
Okay, light
difficulty
armor
table.
jack, stopping power 11.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
It's 11.
Yeah.
Light armor jack is 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll move to the healing damage section of the book then.
This actually doesn't even go through
Ah, okay.
your damage, because it was 2d6 and I rolled 10.
Nice.
So yeah, the
Armor
The
Jack
Armor
did
Jack
its job.
earns its its
Okay,
cost.
good.
Yeah.
Because basically, the top half of lampposts are just hollow metal tubes with wires running up them. It's the bottom bit that's the concrete.
Okay, good.
Although
So it
you know
basically-
it from my
It
Basically,
sounds
just
off.
clang.
Yeah, they
The
don't
Kevlar
fall
and
that
plastic
fast either.
protects the plastic underneath from.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You hear a slight crack, but you're not sure whether that's one of the plates in the jacket or whether that's just it's shifting.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
I will
remind me.
defend myself.
Armor ablation
God.
in this game. Is it
1
every
point.
time you get hit, or is it when the armor is penetrated?
When the armor is penetrated, same as Witcher.
Right. So I didn't lose a point from that one. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will make double check. I will double check that, but the last I checked, it was exactly
no,
the same.
A lot of
Page-
games
Yeah.
do it that way.
Page 186,
Yeah.
the top.
Okay.
If you ended up taking any damage, your armor on that location is still ablated.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
So you may choose
Oh my
to
God.
think that the lamppost hit him, but in fact what happened is that he shoved Nabu out of the way and then just deflected the lamppost with his arm instead of moving. It's a very different thing.
Harried the lamppost.
Yeah.
I love-
Okay.
Okay.
I would like.
Nab. Sorry.
Sorry. I would like perception checks, please, from Nabu. And a harder perception check from...
Harder than the
Max.
24.
Okay.
Well, I didn't get 24 this time. I only got 22.
Bloody hell.
That's assuming my threat detection applies.
Yeah, it's for the same thing, so yeah.
Okay, so that's the level plus your remaining empathy after for human perception.
It's
Or-
perception
Human
rather
perception.
than human perception, which
Yeah.
is
Just perception.
it's in the first column in the awareness
Okay.
skills, the first block of skills.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
Oh.
all right.
So it's
Okay.
intelligence, or is that intelligence?
Okay.
Or-
Yeah, human
yes.
perception is a social skill.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
No,
crap
it's
at
fine.
human perception. I can't do that at all.
The doors of perception are just
Doors
okay,
of
so that
perception,
is
so automatic doors
That's
of
what we're
perception
here
are
for,
stuck.
to figure things out
19.
together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 9, that's 13, and then plus 8 is 21.
Okay, not a problem. As the van slews past you and the lamppost clunks down and is handily deflected by Max, you see in your vision, and Max sees it a bit closer because it's basically only just off the pavement, a large lemon painted on the side of the van with juice squirting out of the stalk end in vaguely suggestive fashion.
Okay.
Watch where you're fucking going, you bastards.
Subtle, understated.
What?
Empathy free.
Yeah, fucking lemon. Yes.
Let's swap cameras again. Guess what?
Yes. Oh. Okay.
Let's get Chrono back, shall
Max. Max, are you all right?
Oh,
the
I'm
whole thing
fine.
fell on you.
I'm all right.
Okay.
Them buggers are bloody
That was-
lucky I can't afford bullets.
Well, let's see about that. The logo. I didn't recognize that logo. Did you? We have to.
Well, I can't
The
say as I've
fact
seen
that-
it before, no,
Yeah.
but I can tell you this.
No.
If I see it again, I will not be hiring them.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I am making a note of them in my
Yep.
books.
Yep. Was a suggestively squirting lemon. And poor old Chrono's just walked back into that. Yeah, sorry about that.
I assume that you
I
would have
had nothing-
mentioned it by now if someone else was coming around the corner after them, if this was a chase rather than just
Yes.
a badly
I
driving
would. No,
lunatic.
they
Okay.
came powering out of an alleyway down the side of the bar.
Nabu definitely does make a note of that logo for future investigation and retaliation, and possibly takes a quick look down the alley. If
Yeah,
that's
I was just
convenient.
going to say, just to be on the safe side, I think we'll check the alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will not be putting the gun away just yet.
No.
Right. Okay. You see down the alleyway there is very little lighting. There's one bulb light on the side of the bar. You're not sure what's on the other side of the alley because it's all boarded up and generally looking a bit knackered. There are piles of rubbish and you can hear a certain amount of scurrying from Blood Capri Suns running around in the junk, and a couple of optimistically placed dumpsters, which may even get emptied depending on the price of armed guards for the rubbish men.
I think they get emptied on a regular basis by assorted people who really have nothing else in their life and have to dumpster dive.
Could be.
Enterprising.
Honestly,
Citizens, I see.
there's a lot of shit that gets thrown away at a bar. Like that's some
Yeah.
prime looting right there.
As he looks down the alleyway, Max will briefly close his eyes, and then, as he opens them again, mutter, "Bugger." When thermographic vision does not kick in, because he'd forgotten that he no longer has the biotechnicus.
Yes. Oh, poor Max. I
Oh,
do feel for him.
He's not being all he can be.
No.
okay.
Right. Down the alley, you can make me a perception check. Both of you.
A non-human perception check.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you
Inhuman
perceive any
perception.
aliens?
You
Okay.
found Area 51.
I have a 15.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't see a bloody thing.
Right.
Yeah, I might.
It appears to be some kind of alleyway.
possibly-
Where am I? I'm in a room.
Somewhere in the city.
I'm trying to remember. I think how we were doing it in Witcher, which I'm not sure was right, but we did it consistently, so it didn't matter. Was that we were adding the one, then subtracting the second die.
It is correct. That is actually correct.
I don't believe it. It explodes
negative?
downwards.
Is it not in the city?
Let me just check. Let's go to the right file.
It's possible.
Or if it's possible that I may have missed that, but
No,
I
it's
thought
cool.
it would only explode
Yeah.
upwards. So.
I have a feeling you're right, but I don't know whether I'm thinking of a different game or I'm thinking of this game.
And I
This
can't
is the
remember if
problem.
I
I know too many games,
before.
and my brain isn't really on form at the moment.
That would be skills, wouldn't it?
Yep, I'm just looking. When you roll a natural one, you've scored a critical failure. Roll another d10 and subtract from
okay.
your stat plus skill
It
plus
does.
the first roll.
Okay. So, that's a total of 6.
Right. Funnily enough, you can see absolutely fuck all.
Yeah. I'm distracted by the lack of thermographic vision.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you close your eyes, mentally trigger the thermographics, and then no.
Everything in this entire alley is a uniform heat. What's going on?
Okay, what Nabu can see, however, is smears of red up against the nearest dumpster.
Ooh. Nabu points this out to Max and moves toward.
What's all that?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I did not mean to imply that you did not. Of course. I'm simply thinking out loud. Shall we go investigate?
They might have hit someone. Or they might have hit someone.
Oh,
Might have hit someone, or indeed hit someone indeed. Or the bar may have thrown out some strawberry cordial that was out of date. You know.
Epic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So free drinks
Could have
or
got rid
free
of
corpse.
some
whichever.
pizza. You know.
Yeah, pizza.
Ew.
Leave us investigate the alley. Then,
Okay.
Yes.
Making your way down the alley then, you hear the from the building to your left, the abject silence to the building to your right. Ahead of you, you hear and the squash of rubbish as you walk over it, and occasionally an as you walk over it. And as you get to the dumpster, you see it's largely overflowing with everything from pizza boxes to kibble bags. There's a lot of butter slice boxes in there. And also, you can see an arm poking out over the edge in the shadow. You couldn't have seen it from the end, but now you're next to it.
What? Poking out of the dumpster.
Out of the dumpster.
In a connected sort of way, or in an abstract?
You can only
Ar-
see up to
arm
about
means-
there. You can see up to
Okay.
kind of the mid forearm over the edge
Okay.
of the dumpster. You can't see any more without looking in the dumpster.
Okay.
I suppose we'll have to look in the dumpster then.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't really want to, but I suppose we will.
Well. Okay, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't have any stick-like things that we could use to poke the corpse or possible suspected corpse.
Corpse possible,
Okay.
suspected. I don't know. They might be dead. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can shift aside the bucket slice boxes and assorted crap, and you see a woman in black shorts, knee-high boots, and a lot of bruises.
Anyone you know?
Not I, no. Nabu will try to feel for a pulse.
As
I'll
soon
try
as
and
you
feel
touch
for a
him.
wallet.
As soon as you,
wallet.
yeah. There's
Well,
by the way,
nuts.
there's also a crop top involved. I do apologise. I didn't mean to imply that they were topless. No, there was basically there's a crop top attached to shorts, and then knee-high boots. As you feel for a pulse, you hear a oh.
Oh fuck! It's a zombie. Get out of there.
Cyber zombie. All right. We're just here to try to help. I take it you might need a doctor.
I can recommend you a clinic, but I will have to ask you to use my affiliate code.
Yes.
This is my referral card. It will get me 10 points on my clinic account.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
every 100 points gets me 5% off a medical procedure.
I must warn you, though, they do not validate parking.
If you use my referral card, you'll get your own referral card, and it becomes like a pyramid scheme.
It is very much a pyramid scheme, I feel, yes.
Yes.
Moving the rest of the rubbish aside, to get a clear view of them, they are lying under just literally one layer of rubbish. Clearly somebody just swept it over them. And they are bleeding from a head wound.
I'm looking to see whether there is a side exit from the bar here.
Mm-hmm.
Not down this alley, no.
Okay.
So there's no logical reason to be in this alley. This is not steps out of the bar and gets hit by a passing truck.
Also, this alley is not a throughway.
Okay.
It stops at a brick wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the truck had to have been parked in here then,
Yeah. Okay, is the bleeding from the head wound sufficient that... I mean, is it going at a rate that she might likely die before we reach the clinic? Or
it's oozing rather than gushing.
Okay. Then I will not necessarily try to clean it up, because I might do more damage than help. Mm-hmm.
Did I find a wallet?
No.
No wallet. Okay,
no ID, no money.
Yep.
Okay. So, we're going to try to help. We're going to help you. We'll get you to the doctors. Can you tell me your name?
Bono?
Well, do they do what? Sorry?
Pro bono. That's the word, isn't it?
Indentured, I'm sure. In trading in favors, I'm sure that will work. If nothing else, I'm sure the two of us can work something out. I can always use more contacts.
Question, Drat. Are they still in the area that would be considered local community for the Rack and Ruin?
Very much. Yeah.
I was assuming that we were,
Yeah. You were basically headed back to the bar for late night drinkies for Nabu. So
the most important part of the evening.
Yeah. So,
Well, it has disappeared, so I'll put the gun away.
Okay. And Nabu will ask you to help support most of the person's weight.
No
But she
offense,
will
boss,
help
but
as
that's
well.
not what you're paying me for.
I'm also helping as
I'm
well.
a bodyguard. I'm not a porter.
Well, okay. Sometimes there's very little difference between those two. But fine, if you insist, I will carry it myself, and I will continue to try to get the person's name if possible. If they're coherent enough, they may not be. As we make our way toward the Rock and Ring.
I do wish Acrobat would cope.
Okay, this makes me.
Don't do that. Okay, yeah. I just had one of those. Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong?
Okay.
Have I just told something that's completely unfeasible? You can tell oil and blood apart should you wish to. Okay, so yeah, you can hoik them out of the dumpster. As you pull them up, you can see in slightly more detail they are vaguely Hispanic looking in appearance. Although, of course, with biosculpts that means absolutely nothing. They are bleeding from around a chip socket.
Oh. Okay.
By the looks of it.
Okay. Might not point that out to them at this point if they're not already aware, simply because that seems like that might panic them. So I might. Yeah. Sorry.
They have light, fluffy silver hair, which is almost writhing in a non-existent breeze.
Ooh.
Is it tech hair?
It is.
Okay.
That's not cheap.
And
Are you gonna put his scalp off now?
no, we're not. Not
Not so long as she's alive.
I mean, Electrum has tech hair.
We could
Yeah.
smell these strands.
Yes.
It's horrible, you lot. You really are. What are we going to do? We're going to sell the plot hook for parts. I mean,
Only if she dies.
okay.
Oh, yes. I would like to preserve her as a potential, someone who owes me a favor.
Yeah, sometimes the plot hook is a hook for a plot that you never intended.
Yeah. It's a hook, all right. I'm not sure what plot it's for.
Okay.
Okay.
So
let's
you're
wait
hoiking
until
her out. You're hoiking her out. And fireman's carry, or are you trying to walk her?
I am going to try to, sling an arm over my shoulder and walk her that way as much as possible, since someone who is slightly burlier has declined to help us. It's not part of his.
It's not my job, mate. It's not my job.
Dear my bloody occasion.
I mean, Max is protecting you while you do this. So.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm making sure no one attacks you while you're carrying her.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Right, so yes, between the two of you can manhandle her.
Okay.
To the rack and ruin. Are you taking her to the bar, or are you taking her straight up the stairs?
Straight up the stairs, I would think.
Okay. So, Dandelion, that weird media, and the scary guy with the weird accent have just come in.
Does the bar have an intercom or a phone, basically a comm system between the bar and the hospital, the clinic?
It does,
we got an
yes.
I'm gonna
They're
pick it
also
up.
on the same network.
I'm gonna call Cad. Hey Cad, you got company coming upstairs if you want to get ready. Looks kind
Hostile
of messy.
company or patient company?
Patient and weirdo company. It's that Max guy again.
Okay, patient's good enough. How badly is he hurt?
I just
This
saw
time.
blood. Oh, it's not Max. Max seemed to be walking fine.
Oh, nice change.
Max and the media person brought someone in.
Righto. Well, Max knows the way up here.
I like this. No,
I think it's gonna be. You know what? I think I'm gonna sit back and watch them try to get that person up the ladder.
Okay, it's actually
Thank
stairs.
you.
It is actually stairs up from
Okay.
the bar.
Darn it!
At this point, Max will actually start to help because now we're
Okay.
back at the bar. Presumably, he's off duty now.
Yeah.
So,
Job's
okay.
ended because he's done the routine.
Yep.
So at this point,
Okay.
he's had long enough to sink in that maybe this is the right thing to do.
Okay.
Oh God!
Thank you very much. That is appreciated, and will improve the quality of the drink that I eventually buy you.
Okay. Right. So yes, you can manhandle her upstairs.
Max, with his body 7, has very little difficulty in manhandling
Very
her up the
little.
stairs, I would imagine.
Yeah. She doesn't weigh that much. Okay. Feels weirdly pulpy around the midsection. You're reasonably sure ribs are supposed to be a bit more secure than that.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ow.
I will attempt to be somewhat careful.
Okay. Yeah, she's stopped groaning with every movement. I think largely because she's come to the conclusion there's no point. Okay,
Or
you
she's
can get
dead.
upstairs and
Cad, mate,
What do we got?
no ID, no money. I don't know what you're going to do here.
Well, if they die, they're definitely not going to pay us. Let's see if
I'll
we can
take
get
care
them
of
fixed up.
myself.
Situation. How did you find them?
In a dumpster after a suspiciously suggestive van left the
Clearly
area at high
attacked by
speed.
somebody driving a van. Well, they weren't driving a van when they attacked you, I'd imagine. But they lit out pretty sharpish in van. Nearly hit us. And left her behind. Wasn't a hit and run because they were cleared from evidence in alley. They were clearly parked up beforehand, so they did this by hand and then lit out.
Okay. Let's get her on the. Let's get her on the bed and see what's what.
right. Okay.
No triage of the patient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's the injury?
Electrum is probably in the background at a workbench, probably
Are they-
tinkering on.
Are they conscious?
Semi. The eyelids keep going up and down. The hair is clearly uncontrolled at the moment and is doing weird things. But both pupils, should you examine them, are reactive.
Okay, that's a good start.
I would like a paramedic check, please,
Paramedic.
for triage purposes.
That doesn't add my medicine roll to it as well, does it? That's just purely stat and skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just for initial assessment. For actual treatment, you do get to use your medicine.
18.
Okay. Right. The most severe injuries appear to be to the left side of the torso, where several ribs have been caved in, and there is a large spreading bruise. There is also some head wound bleeding. There is a crack over one eye with a significant lump which looks like they've been punched.
When you
But-
say a crack, are we talking about the bone is cracked?
No, it's a split in the skin.
Right.
And you also have at the side where the chip sockets are, you have bleeding around the chip socket. And you also have a significant little hole around the back of where the chips live.
Does it look like anything has been forcibly removed?
It does. it does. That's obvious to you with your personal expertise. Something else was installed there.
Okay, from the configuration of what the hole and the missing bits look like, can I tell what was there?
Not until you've cleaned everything up.
Okay. Well, first off, let's stabilise the patient, because if they do come round into any semblance of consciousness, they'll be able to tell us a whole lot more than anything else. So first step, stabilise the patient, stop the bleeding. There's not a lot we can do for ribs. No. Current times, there's not a lot we can do for ribs other than let them do their thing and try and reposition them. But I'm not sure how that fits in terms of...
Broken Ribs does have a paramedical surgery skill, DV.
Does indeed, yeah.
Ah.
You can indeed.
So let's have a go at resetting those ribs back into the place they should be.
Okay. Right, roll it.
So you've got paramedic DV15 or surgery DV13 for broken ribs.
That actually makes no difference in terms of what I roll on the dice.
Sod's law.
Honestly, all I'm imagining is CAD playing a game of Operation.
Basically. So let's go with surgery and... $27.
Blimey. Okay. You can indeed get them on the table. Are you anaesthetising them first?
Oh, yes.
Right.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, that's why you're above a bar.
Okay, anaesthetic rather than just a simple nerve block, because that would just be nasty. Well, they can't move, but they are conscious. Enjoy.
I'm not that evil, and these guys...
No.
This person hasn't ticked me
Pissed you
yet.
off. No, you can get basically you can make an incision and work your way through repositioning the ribs in their socket. Only one is actually broken, but 3 were basically dislocated.
Yes.
One came dangerously close to puncturing the liver.
And it didn't.
But didn't. So, you can indeed deal with that. And when you got those back into position, the patient starts breathing a lot easier.
Yeah, that makes...
So, Druck, quick question.
Okay.
Does this character, does the patient have multiple critical injuries that need rolls for, or is the broken ribs basically going to cover?
The broken ribs are going to cover the critical ones, yeah. Right. Otherwise, you're just looking at bruising all over.
Sure. And just letting you know that rules as written, a treatment attempt takes 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not expecting this to be a quick process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing surgery to clean up the wounds. So
it's more for everyone's benefit to say we're not immediately going to be getting info out of this person.
I've anaesthetised them. They are going to be out even after the anaesthetic stops them from being awake. They're not going to be with it.
So Lena will go back downstairs to the bar, order some drinks, and write up notes for the evening.
Okay, that's fair enough.
While you're in the middle of this, CAD, Electrum will look up and say, "Do you need a hand?
I'm okay for the minute, but
okay.
If you can see if you can grab an ID on the patient, because there's a piece or two missing."
I come over and have a look.
I'll point to, but not touch where the missing headwear is. So I still need to clean it up and do some assessment around there. But
sure,
someone's taken something. If you want to take a snap, see if you can find out who they are.
Yeah,
I'll prints.
I'll take a look. I'll take a look. See if I can take some prints. But I'll also have a look at the the neural links of it. So in this Cyberpunk, is there any way that I can jack into the person's cyberware? Because I know you can do this in 2077. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can do this in Sleepy Red.
That's a good question. I don't think you can.
Okay,
But
can I
let
look to
me
see
check.
Can I look to see if this? Can I look to see if the patient has a biomonitor or anything like that?
You can indeed, and yes, they do.
Okay, I'll see if I can tap into the biomonitor.
Yep.
And see
Okay.
if that's got any info.
All it has is it's flashing all sorts of service now messages, basically, saying basically to her agent if she had one, and you can't see one. It would be sending messages saying, probably ought to seek medical assistance in the immediate future.
Can I tell whether she has got an integrated agent?
She does not appear to have an integrated agent. She does have plugs. And I would like you to make me... Do you have Cybertech?
Oh, I do. I have maxed
Right.
out Cybertech.
Yeah. Roll
It's
it.
what you get when you're a specialist.
Yeah.
So you want a Cybertech?
I would like a Cybertech roll, please.
Cool. Oh, that's not so great. That's a 16.
That's fine. Judging by both location and the connectors that are left exposed, you think, although you'd have to actually confirm it, that the void left in the skull is a brain dance rig.
Right.
Is an internal brain dance.
Would that be something that a second opinion could verify?
With the idea...
Cybertech, we planning to take a look at the...
Yeah, go for it.
The missing hole.
Yeah,
Almost like these people are medically inclined.
I'm not certain, so I asked Kat for a second opinion while I go and see if I can run prints.
Yeah. Okay.
20.
Right. So, yep, you can confirm. It connects to the neural link inside. You're not supposed to forcibly remove these things. It's like, SD cards. You're supposed to push them in, then pop them out. You're not simply supposed to go coink. But basically, yeah, it looks like somebody has taken maybe a screwdriver.
Oh, and removed not just the device, but the actual jack itself?
They've actually just hoiked the entire thing out.
Oh, fuck.
And it is a recorder, not a viewer.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
I'm physically
Have
cringing.
you been watching Strange Days recently?
There's got to be some brain damage going on there.
I did come up with the plot after watching Strange Days, actually.
Drat, can I just quickly check? I'm not expecting any real follow-up on it, but just want to be sure that you noticed the comment I sent you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no, there hasn't been nobody following you back in.
I wasn't expecting anything. I just wanted to be sure that if anything was going on, you were aware Max was checking, rather than describing a sudden invasion of guys with guns and me saying, "But I was stood outside looking."
Yeah, no. I do apologise, by the way. I did put a content warning notice up, but our bot has decided to basically wet the bed on us this evening. Oh, now it works.
I thought the box got
I fixed it.
fixed.
Great,
Yeah,
thanks.
okay.
Yay,
Cheers,
thank
Knight.
you.
So yeah, this does come under assault. This is probably as visceral as my descriptions get.
Sure.
So I tend to go with evocative, but not overly detailed, for the most part. Obviously, if it does get to anyone's squick threshold, tell me, and I can spin on gloss over. And obviously, when I go to using a VTT with this, I will obviously be using the alert.
I do have a question in terms of the stream. Did you intend for the chat to be on stream or not on stream?
It basically argued and crashed out on me.
Okay.
And
Just
rather
wanted
than
to check. I should have checked sooner because I just noticed that it wasn't there. So I just...
No, I had it.
Yeah.
I had it set up, and basically it just wasn't talking to OBS. And I figured rather than mess around and try and persuade it, Just for some reason the link's not working. So I hid it.
Yeah, it would not be Twitch if we did not have.
It would not be Twitch.
Weird
Mind you,
things.
Twitch has been weird the last couple of days. So, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a bit twitchy.
Yeah, content warning, everything, indeed, and indeed. Hello, Magic Fingers. Content warning, it's Cyberpunk, I'm sorry. So...
Now that was
trying to
lovely.
be patronising. Okay, so, yep. So after a couple of hours, basically you can stabilise and cap off the connection. So at least she doesn't have any
gaping hole in the skull.
loose wires. It's not a very big hole because, of course, it's deep and plugs straight into the neuro. It's supposed to have a socket there.
You probably repaired the neural link wreck as well.
Yeah. The thing itself is not overly damaged. Obviously, the rig popped free, but it's like It's basically, if the rig itself is probably broken, the catches that you would use to remove it were not properly loosened and removed as a Ripperdoc would. So it's like, you know, when you yank at a battery cover that's supposed to be screwed in, you know, if enough force, and that thing will pop straight off.
And it won't go back in.
But it won't go back in, and good luck attaching it to anything else.
So while patient is recovering from that,
Convalescing.
I'm not sure if we've reached the convalescing point yet.
No. You've reached the considerable bandaging and a certain degree of drug use.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you need a second roll for tidying up the headwear?
No, to be honest, between the two of you, I'm not going to require a roll for that.
Sure.
It's not wildly complicated.
We've got 8 to 14 on my side.
I'm trying to go more with going with what is reasonable as a task that you can achieve with those bases. You're not actually under stress. She's no longer dying on you. So that's the situation you're in.
Sure. I want to try and run her print,
Okay.
using various access to databases that I have.
Okay.
Do you want an electronic security tech check?
Right. Let's see, because of course you can't just hook in to databases. Because of course no net.
Yes.
So what you can do is you can scan the data pool, which is more the social media end of things, for her face.
Yes, that's what I want. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
No, it's cool. I'm trying to get my head around it.
Look through the police databases. We'd have to go to.
I'd have to actually go to the and find an open data port and jack in that way.
You need to be 6 meters away.
With a different issue and sneakily plug into one of their computers.
Not having an internet sounds so inconvenient.
You yes, you can hook in obviously wirelessly, because otherwise you're not much use. But basically, you would need to be within 6 meters of an access port.
Sure.
With no walls in between. And
essentially, the internet now runs on Bluetooth only.
Basically, yeah.
Imagine arrange a tabletop session on that.
Now wait a minute. Bluetooth is actually more functional than that. I can walk about 15, 20 feet away from my phone and it still operates just fine.
Yeah, do you know how long 6 meters is?
Yeah.
I don't know how long 6 meters is. I'm not English.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
A meter is about a yard.
It's about 18 feet.
18
yards. We are an officially metric nation who still use imperial.
Yeah.
Exactly. No. Just remember. Just think of a meter as being roughly a yard.
I usually do. It was just a brain part because I'm on screen with people.
No, it's fine.
Okay, to search the data pool, do you want electronic security tech or do you want library search?
I would like library search, please.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, I've got intelligence 7, so it's.
If you
not
have
so
an
bad.
agent, you get +2 on library searches.
You do, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot that. Yes, so
Point
that
you
puts
can
me
leave
in a
your
base of
agent.
12. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
What you can do basically is a reverse image search, but
Yeah.
you're going to have to tweak it for the fact that the face is not normally probably so bashed up.
You say, Alexa, who the hell is this?
Oh,
Okay, you haven't got any hooked up, have you?
oh, this system. This isn't like Witcher, so you can't double explode, can you?
No, just the one
No.
explosion.
Okay,
Aw.
so that is 32.
Damn.
Nice.
Bloody hell.
Even her
Okay.
papers on the front page.
Now,
Okay.
wait. In this system, does it explode more than once, though?
No, that's the thing. That
Okay.
was a
Okay.
10. A 10,
Because
a
this is the
10,
dark
base of
future.
10 and 2 for the agent.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's wow. I'm impressed. Okay, so
And I thought I did well on the surgery.
yeah. Can I just say I love the green screen you've got going, Knight. I think it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Thank you.
I love that backdrop. I wish my hair didn't vanish when I try and use virtual green screen.
Oh no.
My head vanishes basically. My forehead stops and then it's just green.
Oh.
It's whatever is being. So yes, I can have backdrops beamed into my skull apparently. So yeah, what you can find is an advert for intimate personal services. Ow. At an establishment called the Round Window.
The round window.
I'm not gonna. No. Nope.
Pretty
And
sure
Bring
if you
it.
go there, we can
Let's
find
hear it. We
Campbell,
need it, Molly.
Big Ted,
This is
Little
our-
Ted.
I would like
Please.
to point out
Please,
I am,
Molly. Come on.
You've already gone there. No.
I haven't. I don't know exactly why you're doing this, but I know there's something going on in your head, and I want
And-
to hear it.
she appears in
No, I think I know where it's going, and I don't want. I don't want to
thoughtful-
go down that line. No.
thoughtful
Oh no!
pose.
But now I need to know more.
She's sitting in a chair, looking thoughtful, and has what is very obviously glasses on, and is entitled in the little GIF animation, "Hamble will listen to your problems."
No,
I
you
swear
did.
to God.
You did go there.
Actually did it.
I swear to God, I had already written that in. It was there.
Right, how can you do this to us?
Because you need humour in among the dark thing, and I just had you digging around in her liver.
I missed what everyone's laughing at because I was busy typing.
I think it is a uniquely British reference anyway, but
I suspect Molio probably got it from like PBS or something like that. Yeah. So there was a British kids show called Play School.
yeah.
Where Hamble is the doll, and they had various various things like the round window or the square window.
They'd do like a video sequence about something in each episode, and they would go through one of the windows. There was a square window and a round window. And
Yes.
Okay.
You know how Teletubbies? It's which Teletubby's going to be
Okay.
the one?
I'm gonna throw up a yellow card with Teletubby talk.
So yes, it has the round window, the triangle window, the square window, and I think the rectangular window. But basically, it's an image of a playhouse. And
if you
then
tried to
zoom in
relaunch
through one
Play
of
School now,
those.
you'd probably get sued by PlayStation.
Probably, actually, yes.
It's got the word play in it, it's got the shapes.
True. Had not thought of that. Look, I can do serious. I am doing serious. I just don't want to do grimdark. That makes
That's
sense.
right.
We will do all of the work that's necessary to keep this from getting grimdark.
Well,
We are an innately
The
silly
GM
group. So.
yeah, the GM is allowed to have
Yeah.
So-
Oh, the GM can
me
have
as
all
well.
of the fun.
That said, you know from our Shadowrun days that I can be silly right up until the point that I plug someone between the eyes.
Which is the best way of being, definitely.
Actually, yes. Fair.
I still remember that wonderful, wonderful time in Knight's Shadowrun game when Dave and I, our characters, went forward to take out the guards on this wall. There was the guards patrolling inside the wall, and we hopped up onto the wall, the idea being we would shoot one guard each, who had their backs to us because they'd crossed over. We arranged it all carefully. And we went up onto the wall, and I turned and I shot my guard with my silenced pistol, and I turned around and I shot Dave's guard with my silenced pistol. And Dave just sort of said, well, why am I here?
Yeah, wide reflexes.
Wide reflexes all the way.
Yeah.
With the audience.
Yes.
Need a witness.
Gawain needed an audience. Okay.
$1 million yen worth of cyberware.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, Robinson, that is a good point. You can't imagine how different life is without the internet. Yeah, this is the thing. The internet, of course, is here be dragons, or specifically here be rabbits. And it's too dangerous, and Netwatch has shut it down.
Wait,
So-
here be rabbits?
Rabbids.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it's.
And not the
Okay.
Mario style.
Yeah.
like-
Sentient black ice.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually software, but if you could just imagine it as the trolls have taken over the internet,
Basically,
and nobody goes there anymore.
and are armed.
Meanwhile, since Corey's not doing much of anything, he's sitting
Sorry.
up playing
Okay.
banjo.
Okay, yes, I
Drinking beer.
apologise. 6 players. There's a limit to how much I can go each of
Oh,
you
no.
during any given.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Max will have retired to nursing one scotch, which will last him all night
That's
at
what
the
he can
bar,
afford.
keeping an
Yeah.
eye on the
Well-
door,
Yeah, well,
just in case somebody comes looking for this.
I'll turn to
our new
turn-
visitor.
I'll turn to Cad. Do you need any assist? Do you need any more help here? Otherwise, I'll run this info down to Lena.
Patient's stable. Need to keep an eye on them, but one person can do that. So I'll sit here, keep an eye on them, make sure they don't roll over, throw up, or
Sure.
wake up in panic and break the place.
fabulous.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
If you head downstairs, talk to Lena and the others,
Yeah.
let them know that their patient's going to live.
Yeah.
And we'll know more when they come round.
Electrum nods and heads down.
Okay. I
Um,
am going to suggest a brief bio break here.
Okay.
At the scene change, and then we can move into
Okay.
you guys chatting about this downstairs. So
Cool.
Sounds fair.
I am going to hide my camera.
And I will just point out that Nabu did upgrade Max's scotch to at least a step above his usual.
So it's not bottom shelf; it's second
yeah.
from bottom shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he earned
Scotch that might ever have been near Scotland.
scotch
Well,
that
now,
at least
come on, that's
has
crazy
heard.
talk.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
It's from Northumberland.
No, it's actually from Leeds.
I actually do have a Scotch from Ireland, which that they used
Don't think you
whiskey casks from somewhere over
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
That's cheating.
Because white oak, American white oak barrels, particularly those that have been used for bourbon, are very highly prized in the
Yep.
whiskey making industry. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why White and McKay is so nice.
Yes.
Right. I
Actually-
am going to leave you to it.
Given where we
I
are,
will take advantage of the break myself.
Yeah.
given where we are, the
Yes.
Scotch is actually probably from might actually even be Korean import.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's going to be from wherever the last load came in.
Does it really count as Scotch if it's from Korea, though?
no, technically not. It's
Yeah.
just whiskey, yeah. But Korea and Japan's whiskey making traditions is based off the Scottish whiskey
Fair enough.
making tradition rather than the Irish.
So it's closest to true. It's just a different place versus.
Yeah.
And
In the
Whereas-
UK, you can now call whatever you want Scotch, because we are no longer a part of the EU and thus not signed up to the laws that say it has to come from Scotland.
Not technically
I
true.
mean, we may have had one that predated that, but
Yeah, there are British geographical protection laws as well as the European one, and
Scotch is probably one that did actually exist before the European
I think Britain is
regulations came in.
still signed up to one of the. I'd have to double check this, but I think Britain is still technically signed up to one of the European, because there's like 3 or 4 different designated protection origin schemes, and so like there's one of the schemes has like Taiwan, China, and like various non-European countries also signed up to it. So I think Britain might actually still be part of one of those, because obviously we didn't actually extract, like Brexit didn't mean that we got out of everything European. It just means we got out of certain European Union institutions.
We dropped all of the stuff that was good
Mhm.
and kept all of the stuff that was bad because it was
like,
so well organized.
Like, because Britain is still subject to like GDPR, even though we are not, because that's a more broad international regulation rather than just being specifically EU. The joys of being a compliance officer.
Right, I'm going to go and make my tea now.
So yeah, if anyone has any questions about game setting, system, while we are waiting for folks to come back, do feel free to ask in chat. Otherwise, we will just ramble on and probably tell you if there's anything you want to know about our characters or anything like that.
Ramble.
Yeah.
Not that we really know much about the game system.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've read the book from cover to cover several times, but I'm still finding my way around.
So what you're saying is you're probably the closest thing to an expert we have on this channel.
I wouldn't quite go that far.
I say closest thing to.
Look at me trying to hedge my bets here. It's but I say, like, I probably I know roughly where in the book most things are. What I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. I didn't know anything cyberpunk or anything like that until I got involved with hint plays, and when I found out that this new edition was coming out. So the Jumpstart the Jumpstart kit and game that we played here on the channel last year, and you can find that on the Hint Plays YouTube channel if any folks would like to go and look that up. Was my first introduction to cyberpunk, like, as the genre. I mean, obviously I'd heard about it, but I had no real experience of it. And then getting to know the game and then reading more about the game system and looking up some bits from like CP 2020, I found it really interesting. And I have to say, even I've had a look at a couple of other cyberpunk systems as well, because Slay Industries is one that is going to be run on this channel at some point soon, I believe, by Fishy. And Drut and I did the first look at the Slay Industries 2nd edition starter or quick start rules that came out last year as well. Oh, thank you, Molière. Yes, link to the YouTube archive there in chat for anybody who wants, which we found very interesting. That seems to be a little bit more grim dark than CP Red is. Actually, that is perfectly fair. So Fishy's put in chat, SLA is likely to run straight to YouTube so that it can be edited for content. Very wise. I think that's a very sensible thing, to be quite honest. And then I've had a look at other things like Carbon 2185, which is a D20 cyberpunk rule set. And I use the word rule set with very heavy inverted commas around it.
It's got more rules than games that I've run, right?
Yes, but your approach to GMing Shard is appropriate for you.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
What is appropriate for him?
Shard one thinks in a Shard way.
I may have inadvertently given Shard a backhanded compliment when saying that his GMing style is appropriate for him
Yeah.
in terms of being rules light, or at least a glancing familiarity, a glancing awareness.
There are rules here, but I'm throwing them over here to this pile while we do this because it's more fun.
But yeah, I like in terms of Cyberpunk rule set, yeah, Carbon 2185 for me leaves something to be desired from what I've heard about the gameplay and from when we did again another one that we have had a first look at. We've had a first look at quite a few Cyberpunk settings on this channel actually, which is really interesting to compare and contrast. Sorry, I'm just like vamping and while we always come back.
You're doing an excellent job.
You're doing an excellent job, yeah.
Yeah.
As professional talker here. No, it is. It's. I mean, I'm running this because I'm really enjoying it. Because I absolutely adore Cyberpunk. I apologise, I'm not maybe doing the best job of it at the moment because I'm a bit short away.
You're doing great.
You're doing a fabulous
You've got 6 players. You've got 6 players. We're just starting. Nobody has a handle on the system yet.
To be fair, this is a piece of advice for anybody who might be watching this later or in chat who is like new gaming. Not everything has to be on the GM when it comes to the rules and knowing all of that. The players are as much a party to this as the GM is.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually really useful, especially when it's a game that's new to you, because although I've read this through a couple of times, it's finding out where exactly stuff lives within the PDF. Because one thing they've done, and all praise for RTG doing this, they have hyperlinked this to within an inch of its life, which is great. But it does mean that the bookmarks down the side are not necessarily in order of the book pages. So initially finding something is a bit tricky.
Yeah,
Another thing that's really helpful as a player, whether you know the system or not, is when you're not active in a turn or a scene when other people are working through something and you have an idea for what you're going to do next, go and look things up for that while you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Because you've got the time.
I've never understood GMs who ban rule books at the table. That just confuses me.
This is why I had to ask earlier on. I wasn't paying attention to what Molier's character had come up with on the agent, because I was reading through my combat awareness ability and reminding myself how that works.
That never even with some of the poorer GMs that I have played under, no one has said no books at the table, and I can't imagine why people would.
Apparently they're distracting because people look through them instead of paying attention. But no, I'd far rather people be looking through and aware of what they're planning and what they can do and what their special abilities are. Because there's a lot.
There's always been a thing about leave your monster manual at home when playing D&D. You're not the GM, obviously, because that's some fairly serious metagaming when you're looking up the stats on things in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, welcome, Riot Control Cam. You join us at a break. We are just talking about various Cyberpunk systems while we wait for our players to get back.
I can't remember whether anybody mentioned it already, but although not strictly Cyberpunk, Eclipse Phase, which Shard ran for us, is very heavily Cyberpunk influenced.
The way I ran it, the game that I ran, was very much more along the lines of the net running, because everyone was in there.
It was the entire thing took place in a brain dance, essentially, in Cyberpunk terms.
Okay. So, you see, I've actually got plot written up and everything, and this is Fish is gonna faint.
I'm sorry. Every time that anyone says we're looking for plot or I've got plot written up, all I can think of is my German friend whose name is Plot. Their screen handle is Plot Twisted and shortened to Plot, and it.
Yes, encountered.
I recognise the name from somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
Okay.
And yeah, just on the last note about cyberpunk settings, there is obviously the one which has been in the news a little bit recently, Hardwired Island, which is on Kickstarter or has been
I haven't
kickstarted,
looked at that yet.
which
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm quite interested in.
That's one I don't know anything about. It's that was.
I assume you
past
mentioned
me.
Gaia Complex because we actually played Gaia Complex,
Oh yeah, that's another one as well. Yes,
which
so-
is
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
most things that get labelled cyberpunk these days. It's really post-cyberpunk, but the thing is, cyberpunk itself, the strict cyberpunk genre, is such a small area that most of the things that are labelled as cyberpunk are either just sort of slightly to the left of cyberpunk or post-cyberpunk. Bruce Sterling, for example, I think it is, described his work as post-cyberpunk rather than cyberpunk, as does Neil Stevenson, but both of them get lumped into cyberpunk.
Technically, isn't Shadowrun to the side of Cyberpunk?
Very
is
much so, yeah.
cyberpunk,
That's what
yeah.
happens when cyberpunk meets D&D,
Yeah.
and is a lot of fun. I mean, as a more forgiving cyberpunk that will not instantly kill you game, Shadowrun is the easier game to get into because it is quite forgiving in terms of its combat.
And you can
We
play
always
co-op.
edited it to make the combat more dangerous.
Sorry, just an update on what I just said. Not Hardwired Island in Kickstarter. I meant it's recently released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it just came out on drive-through or
Okay.
such. And yeah, obviously, you may have seen Artalthorian did a defense of some of the criticisms that were being levied against it, notably that it's too expensive for a 400-page.
That was
That's-
it. Yes.
That's what they were on. Oh,
That's
Yes.
why
Yes.
I didn't see the very start of that thread,
Yeah,
but yes, I
Okay.
remember that thread, and I was just sitting there going, "Yep,
yeah.
absolutely."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was attracting some criticism on drive-through, and yeah, Artalthorian came to the defense, which is how I actually got to know of it, and it's
Yeah.
a book I wish-listed, and I'm going to pick up at some point.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, RTG do a lot in support of the gaming community on the whole.
Yes.
They really
it's-
do. Yeah.
And it's things like they regard Shadowrun as Cyberpunk's little sibling,
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's
and
eminently
consider there is
fair.
room for everything in
Absolutely.
the field.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of scope, plenty of space, no need to be at each other's throats. Play the
And no
one
need
you
to
like, or more than one.
Yeah, and no need to gatekeep genres.
No, none
Yes.
at all.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, thinking there.
Actually, again, on the subject of left of cyberpunk, but generally gets classified in the cyberpunk genre, there is now, of course, a Terminator RPG. And that's
Yes.
usually viewed as a classic cyberpunk movie, despite not having any of the main tenets of cyberpunk, except, look, there's a robot in it.
Yes, which I believe I backed. I'm fairly sure I backed that.
Having a robot in it, that makes all Final Fantasy games technically cyberpunk then.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like imagining a grimdark, like, Final Fantasy.
No, that's just my mood whenever I'm faced with Final Fantasy.
oh,
People
Fishy.
just
Fish, are you ready to come
put
back on
offense to
camera?
Oh.
Fish, are we ready to play?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Sorry, I'm my camera's not back on, but I'm back. So
Cool.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. I'm just thinking I also need to start giving Artifact Studio credit for some of our backdrops.
yeah, Artifacts make some fantastic things, plugins for. We use Affinity, but also I believe they do ones for things like Photoshop and stuff like the neon brush that was, I believe, has been used on the current layout comes from Artifacts, and their stuff is great. It really is.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, looking good.
Okay, so
returning
yes.
to the Wreck and Ruin.
Yep, head downstairs.
Yeah, Electrum heads downstairs, and crosses to see Lena. Is Ferris in the bar? Is Ferris jamming along as well, or?
Yeah, Ferris is currently going for a synthwave version
Cool.
of Mr. Sandman.
In which case, Electrum basically swings over to the stage first to give Electrum a kiss. Not myself. To give Ferris a kiss. That was weird.
Has Ferris not
give
hijacked a float in order to do a performance in front of the entire city during his day off? Surely.
Yeah. Give Ferris a kiss and then heads over to see Lena.
Fair enough. Okay, yep. Sorry.
So, information on the patient.
A fish. It has a face.
If there's anything you want to look up.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it reasonable to assume that we've got either a video comms or a audio comms between those downstairs and me upstairs?
Yeah, basically, you will be on the same. You'll be on the same local network, so your agents can act as intercoms.
Yeah, I can put the.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll put the intercom on for this.
Okay.
Don't know exactly who she is. Data, a full search brings up. Intimate Services Bureau called a round window, and I show Lena or my agent the listing that I saw, and transfer the link to Lena.
Okay.
Probably require a little bit more digging.
That is very much appreciated, and that also clarifies the logo on the actually. You didn't happen to see in researching her a logo that looks like this, and I'll show him my sketch of the lemon.
Did that come up in connection to the?
No. Okay.
Let me have a quick look. As soon when you show it there, can I do another libraries check then?
Yeah, sure.
Just especially since the intimate services and the suggestive lemon. Okay, perhaps an employer was getting rid of.
Electrum is just completely plain-faced at this. He just nods. And I get 20 for library use on.
Okay, right. It comes up, but it comes up in context of a defunct listing. It comes up in the context of an advert which links to a dead link.
Okay.
Basically, it will show you a QR code, and that code takes you nowhere. It's an error 404 equivalent. But what it is the Lemon Soaks Cleaning Company.
Society will rise again.
Yes, that is exactly where I got it from.
One day there will be lemon soap paper napkins.
Yes, the lemon logo was on the side of the van that we saw leaving the scene. Are you quite sure that they're not using cleaning as a euphemism here?
Possibly.
The advert that you can find purely deals with their services offering sanitary rehabilitation for public spaces and
The cleaners.
employee relief. It genuinely, given that the tiny little pictures in the advert, it's a little bit like at a round the corner from this cinema. It's that level of advert.
How
It's-
old is the advert?
The advert appears to be about 6 months. That's the date it was last updated.
Yeah.
That's fairly
Which
ancient.
you can look at the code on that. That's not
Yeah.
a detailed thing. That's just literally.
Okay.
So it's entirely possible that this was just a company that went bust, and somebody's
Possible.
got the van.
They could have done.
Either one of their former, either somebody who used to run the company, or when its assets were liquidated, somebody may have picked up the van, or just driven off with it. This is Night City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it possible then to track the name back to any public listings for locations, like an offices?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right. Okay. That is again going to be library use.
Sure.
While he's doing library
search.
use, is it possible to do a streetwise for having seen them elsewhere in town?
Yes.
Sweet.
21.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad I put points into library use. So.
23.
Right. Okay. Let's give you the 23 first. You vaguely remember having seen the van around a couple of times, but not for quite a while. It's just they obviously had a route that you saw occasionally. But yeah, you vaguely remember seeing this van around. What triggers your memory is that you saw someone try and jack it once, and they legged it away from wherever they were working.
Okay.
So, tracking back, you're looking basically through news files at this. So the 21 will get you that Lemon Soaks is currently a subsidiary of White Knife Office Services.
Did you say White Knight or White Knife?
White Knife. Which is a wholly owned subsidiary yeah, thought so, of the hardware people.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
That's literally called the hardware people.
The hardware people.
Yeah.
They sound like my kind of people.
I'm just affecting this hardware as in often has the word military in front of it.
Yeah.
We've swapped games. We are now officially playing Psychos and Shell Companies.
Yeah. With a little bit of Reaper the Genetic Opera, perhaps.
Which is a subsidiary of another role is needed.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, is that the name? Is another role is needed?
No.
Because that would be amazing.
Wouldn't you love to start a company and call it Dodgy Holding Company Inc?
Absolutely.
That's a 25.
Okay. Fair
One-
enough.
One of the YouTubers I follow started a company. I think they called it Big Wangers Incorporated.
As you do.
of course.
No. Okay. You track back as far as a PFG Professional Services. And then there's nothing more you hear you can find of that, except that PFG are listed as having gone under about 6 months ago and having been acquired by a holding company which Moliere recognises as being an Arasaka subsidiary.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right.
That was quick.
Okay.
Look, mate, if you've ever
Well-
had to trawl through Company House
Oh God.
looking for who owns things and who
Yeah.
owns things and who owns things,
Yeah.
you will know this is exactly the shit it looks like.
Yes.
Pretty much. So,
Electrum has been like pretty much silent through just running through all of this, and then just sends the data straight to Lena.
Yeah.
So as far as back as I can go.
Who starts giggling, presumably.
excellent. Thank you.
Electrum raises an eyebrow.
Yes. This has been very helpful. Thank you. Please, if you would like a drink, put it on my tab.
Thank you.
Claudia's reaction there just filled my head with Smithers, release the edge runners.
It's very much.
Oh God, I should never do voices. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, I like it.
That was not a criticism.
That was not a criticism.
Yeah. So I'll turn around, order a rum, and just like, if there's anything else you need, I can try and find out.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm basically assuming
Very
that
good
after the initial, basically, Cad is carrying on working on Hamble upstairs, whatever her real name may or may not be, and this is the search is going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So
for the most part, with once I'm done with the surgery, because I'm assuming that would have been going on while I was busy stitching and cutting and removing and
yes,
and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
So I will be also cleaning up so that at least they're in moderate shape. Because when they come around and I say, right, I've done all this stuff, here's the bill. They don't.
By cleaning up, just to clarify, by cleaning up, you mean rubbing the blood around so that the walls are the same shade?
No,
Oh,
did
you see any of my stream yesterday?
We try and run a decent. We try and run a decent operation. We're trying to be good for the community.
We are, yes.
It is good for the community. We sanitize with alcohol, but it's cheap paint.
Yeah, there's only so much we can do, but
Yeah.
we do our
Steve
best.
card's already back to the alcohol.
But I will be keeping very close tabs on their vitals, just to
Okay.
make sure that nothing unexpected happens. There's no sudden shock that sends everything spiking dangerously, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, you can indeed. You can watch their biomonitor. You can hook to that, and once you've essentially stopped the largest of the leaks inside,
The
and
oozing.
it feels
Great.
slightly happier. The blood pressure starts coming up. They need a couple of units, but there's the liver's not pierced, which means that there's not major traumatic loss. They've been given a thorough beating.
Yeah.
You can, those of you doing the data search, can track an old address for lemon soaks.
Yeah, that was the main thing that we were looking
Yeah.
for.
It does have a address. Doesn't show any contact details. Or not any current contact details. Oh, that's interesting. My light just flickered.
Okay.
I'm not deliberately leaving Robinson out, by the way. I'm just... Where are you,
You're
just out of
saving.
interest?
Yes, good point. He's the only one not involved yet, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's probably under one of the tables drunk.
I would
No,
thought-
He's
he's
sleeping
in a
off
chair.
his-
He wouldn't be under one
Yeah.
of the tables.
I think he's sleeping off a binge in the back of his van with a picture of a lemon on the side.
Oh
I
God.
consider that type of picture.
Actually, can I just Can I just check? Is who actually has rooms at the Rack and Ruin? So it's Corey, myself, Cad. I'm guessing you do.
Cad.
Lena doesn't.
Correct.
Max doesn't.
Max doesn't. Does Hideo?
I haven't got anything specified, so let's just say yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes
I mean,
life easier to get you in, doesn't it?
It does also make sense
Yeah.
because CAD is your medical provider.
Yeah.
He's
Stay
the
close
one
to the
who-
people who keep you alive.
Yeah, he's the one who is keeping your dodgy neuro link under control and stopping the random electronic signals from frying your nervous system further.
You don't want to be trying to control that cyber chair with random signals coming through the neural link.
Yeah, having access to two cyberware specialists is probably
A very good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can be up and down to the bar if you wish. If you're interested. So yes, you have an address of the company.
Okay. Does Lena recognize the location? The district as being particularly built up, particularly dangerous?
It's not a million miles away from here. It's not heavily corporate zone. It's not an actual combat zone that you know of. Although the combat zones are a bit amorphous and it largely depends upon which gang is in charge at any given. Because local government, of course, can be anything from actual elected officials for each neighbourhood to the current gang who have stomped their opponents into the dirt and are now running all the services.
Okay. Fair enough. So not necessarily known as upscale, down. It's just sort of a generic kind of. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's no more dangerous than anywhere else you would go on a daily basis with Max.
With Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't want to go on your own.
Okay, so taking a detour on the way home to my cargo container in the outskirts, probably not the best idea. Although, actually, in the morning, on the way back into the city, might sort of mosey through there. If it's not too inconvenient.
You're hiring Max? Or are you taking friends?
I have no friends. Lena has no friends. No friends, no enemies. She is alone. I think she would like to hire Max if he is available.
Right. If I recall correctly, Robinson, you don't actually have a vehicle, do you?
What? No, I don't own any sort of thing like that because a certain chair was very expensive.
What are these earth things you call vehicles? Could any of us afford a vehicle?
I can maintain a non-existent vehicle.
You can probably build one out of string and sealing wax, but none of us can afford to buy one.
Yeah. So and particularly because you know my mechanic boyfriend.
Yeah.
Unless the chair counts as a vehicle, in which case I probably should have taken a vehicle skill.
No, it's okay because you're driving it directly with your brain. You're driving it with your very mind. That went really weird there. You could, however, probably hijack a vehicle, borrow a vehicle from Ferris. He's bound to have something he's fixing up. Otherwise, it's going to be public transport a go-go.
Might even fit on public transport. I doubt they have disability, like...
You can just cling onto the outside of the train.
Yeah, this is what I need the grip feet for, so I can just hang to the side of a bus.
You cannot go subway surfing in a spider chair.
Why not?
Or because the roofs are too low.
Best mini game ever made.
Your visions of the spider legs just going flump, so he can fling himself backwards. No.
Really?
Yeah, public transport buses are used widely by edge runners. Do not laugh. It's quite common to be sat there next to a fully tooled up solo, searching through their agent for their next gig. Also on the subway, I don't know if any of you have seen the publicity shot for 2077 that has a riot going on outside the train with V sat there, obviously bored out of his skull, waiting for the train to move off. That was released a while ago. And yeah, it's basically everyone takes public transports. Vehicles are relatively rare, hard
Public
to maintain.
transport doesn't care whether or not there's public unrest.
Yeah. Also,
Public
it is
transport
going,
doesn't care.
there are also going to be plenty of people who do have similar disability requirements that are so that public transport is at least, it may not be super comfortable, but it is accessible. Well,
I figure that if our kneeling buses today can accommodate wheelchairs without any difficulty whatsoever, you can get a good couple on board. Then the bigger buses in 50 years' time. Yeah, what the hell?
No.
I mean, private vehicle ownership is a bit wafty anyway, because it's not like you can register it these days.
Yeah.
And acquiring a vehicle can be, as simple as how fast can you steal it?
Or how many rounds did you put into its previous owner?
Or its engine block.
You just cost me 15 creds worth of bullets. I'm taking that.
Yep, it's all about the eddies. Okay.
All about the... Yeah.
Okay. So, when are you... what are you, when are you, where are you? And how long are you?
That's a rather personal question. Sorry.
Max, before he went home that night, Max will have said, look, if any of you are planning on doing anything stupid about this, just don't go on your own. Let me know.
Oh, I've already,
Okay. So,
I know, like 4 people in Night City. I'd like to keep that number. I want to get it up, not down.
No, 5 people.
Adept at putting you back together again.
Yes. Yeah, you've got the receipts. Literally, you know where the stuff's gone. And there we're into repo again. Okay. So it is about 4 o'clock in the morning by the time you've finished work on Hamble, and she's now sleeping rather than drugged in a drugged stupor.
Okay.
Excellent. The bar it's not closing because they tend not to.
Is that a thing you call closing?
Yeah. Drinking happens at all hours, but the inhabitants have shifted, It's the people who are working night shifts. You've had a couple of solos wander in, and they're currently playing darts.
I'm no longer playing on the stage. I'm playing darts with the solos.
Okay.
I see Cad come downstairs, and I grab one of his favorite drinks that I had waiting for him, knowing that he'd be downstairs sooner or later, and hand it to him.
Okay.
Aww.
So, what are you guys doing in the morning?
Well, first off, Cad's going to be drinking the drink that they were given free of charge, because you never turn down a free drink, right?
Well, no.
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 So they're gonna savour that,
That's crazy talk.
especially after long hours working inside of someone's ribcage.
So it looks like we're going to be having some things to look into tomorrow.
Later today, actually.
What time do you think the lady they brought in is going to be waking up?
Well, Depends how much she needs to sleep. She's sleeping peacefully now rather than being under medication, so I'll give it a couple more hours. Painkillers will start to wear off then, and if nothing else, the pain will probably wake her up.
Okay.
And I want to be there when she wakes up. So, literally, quick drink, and then I'm going back up there just to make sure.
You should probably take a nap while you're waiting. Might be a long day.
Okay, come wake me up in an hour and a half.
Will do.
Okay. So I love this. These guys just permanently on no sleep. Insufficient sleep.
You've
lots of
spoken to
caffeine.
junior doctors then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I mean, we've probably worked out a system where if there are patients to be treated who are requiring, overnight or sustained care, like Cad and I have worked out
we
a
can at least
system
tag
where we
team
can,
that.
yeah. So, yeah, if I've probably gone for a nap after I gave Lena the info, and if Cad is going to tag out now, then I will take the early hours of the morning.
Fair enough, yeah. If you're good to take the early hours and make sure they're comfortable when they wake up, then
yeah.
And honestly,
Okay.
if both of you end up being out for the count because of a really intense situation, my first aid is, my base is 12.
Yeah.
It's not medicine, but I can take care of someone while you're getting rest.
Yeah,
perhaps
exactly.
keep someone alive until we're with it enough to do the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same first aid base as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So we will fast forward and spin on to the morning. Dawn's rosy fingers are dyed bright red by the sky. You're assuming the sun's come up because it's brighter.
Oh, those are my favorite kind of days. I love that.
Yeah,
Every
the
day
dust.
in the
You
sun
actually
with a
see
red.
the
Yeah, the
sunlight.
dust is particularly heavy today.
See, I used to want to come to England because I was told that's what England is like.
Well, that's what London was like maybe 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, there was a period about, how long ago is it now? There was a period about, it must be about 10, 15 years ago, when there was a freak weather system which blew sand.
We get that all the time, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
from like the Sahara?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah, we get the
basically
Sahara
all of the
sand.
southeast was for about a week. It was a red haze.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because of
I
sand in
thought-
the air.
I thought something like that was happening either at the end of last year or the beginning of this year, but it was coming across the Atlantic to the southern states.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I just remember there used to be a huge new car storage place by Richmond Power Station, as was.
Yes.
And there was a really bad Sahara sand dumping. And there was something like 5,000 brand new cars just got coated
Oh, gosh.
in sand. And of course that cannot be washed off by hand, easily. Because
Without
it's all
scratch and
abrasive
stuff.
without fragging
Yeah.
the paintwork. So there was quite a lot of, yeah.
So what we're
Sorry.
saying, what's being said here is that the Saharan desert, in and of itself, is an invasive species.
Yes. Yeah, and apparently it wants to come to Margate.
That's the real.
Somebody's got
to
to.
take the air.
Yeah. You've got to love the jet stream, haven't you? Okay. So, yep, in the morning then, Hamble starts to stir.
Her coffee?
On the bed.
Hopefully not yet.
I will, because I guess I'm on shift at this
Yeah, if
point.
you're not waking up,
Yeah.
then you'll be on shift.
Yeah.
So yes, I head over and just keep an eye as she starts to regain consciousness. I guess.
Ow. Everything hurts.
Unsurprising.
She,
What's your empathy again?
Empathy, I mean, my empathy is 5, but also like he's not.
yeah.
I know.
What are you going to do? I mean,
Empathy of 5 and cool of 4. It's like I'm not.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I get it. I just had to know.
I mean, what are you going to say? Well, obviously, because your insides were almost stripped out, and rib cage was.
Oh no, I'm not going to go
squished.
that far, but
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Yeah, you're not going to, just saying yes. Your perception of reality is
it's
accurate.
correct.
She reaches
Yes,
up with
that's
one
all.
hand and pries an eyelid up, theatrically.
Water.
If you have any.
I bring her a glass of water.
Her accent is a slightly weirdly neutral one. It's along the lines of newsreader accent in the US meets RP.
Ooh.
Meets what?
Obviously pronunciation. Never as damn it what me fish chrono speak.
Yes. It's what you used to hear
A
on
night,
the
in fact.
BBC until they did away with it.
Yes.
I feel like I should amend how I speak now, having been missed off the original list.
No, sorry, it was just my brain. My brain was going, "Who's that in the corner?" Oh, yes, that would be Knight. But then my eyes lit on Shard, and I thought, "No, Shard does not speak at RP."
So is it sort
Shard
of
speaks
Thing is,
American.
like, you just don't speak proper like what I does.
No, you weren't drunk
Is
up
it-
right.
is it like mid-Atlantic, like the 1930s,
Yeah.
40s?
Yeah,
sort of.
it's
Okay.
along those lines. It's the accent that you feel could have anything layered over the top.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's uninflected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uninflected, gentle tone, with no. It's not emotionless, but it's not. It doesn't have anything imparted that isn't very deliberately put on it.
Yeah,
So
there
yeah,
is.
so
yeah.
newsreader,
Okay.
old style newsreader.
Indeed.
Okay.
Designed to be understandable by as many people as possible,
Yes.
which is, of course, what RP was. No dialect. So, she lies there a moment, looks at you, accepts the water. Where? What? How much?
I love
I
It's
name-
up in front of you, that's for start.
I named the district
Okay.
we're in without naming the bar. Without naming the clinic itself.
Huh.
So it's where, what, and how much.
Yeah.
So yeah, where, name the district.
Yeah.
What is you've been patched up after being found in a dumpster.
Oh.
How much? Well, we have our set rates,
Ah.
but
Should I not have signed some kind of contract?
you are unconscious when brought in. Signing
Oh.
was not an option.
I bet you're
We
a
can just-
lawyer, aren't you? Right.
I'm a medic.
Handy. Okay. Huh.
You have no ID on you, so
What?
that would be a start.
My kit. I don't. You don't have my. She starts to sit up, grips at her side where the sutures were, and goes,
I
"Okay,
try
no."
and, I gently put a hand on her shoulder and push her back down. Not advisable.
Oh,
Okay.
Your kit,
that was the guy with the boots. I
no
remember
kit when
him.
found. No kit when found. You're missing cyberware.
I missed. Fuck. Okay, Chum. Real talk. You don't have my kit. You're not holding it until I pay you, or anything like that.
No.
Okay. You say it's found in a dumpster. She's trying to sit up again.
Yes.
She gets halfway up and then just collapses back down. Okay. Look,
Would not advise that.
no,
We
I've got
can
the
restrain you if
scratch.
you're going to keep going to do that.
It's fine. I'm not going anywhere. Just tell me you don't charge by the night.
We charge by the organ.
Our charges are negotiable.
Please feel free to donate one or more of your vital organs to the community pool.
Got any cyberware you don't need? We'll happily take that in part trade.
I'm down the kidney already. Come on.
We'll just take half your liver. That's fine. You can do.
I've heard the liver is a renewable resource. I'm not that desperate.
None of that is coming from.
No.
No, that's. I'm not there yet, but I am bringing you a coffee from downstairs.
Look, just this thing must lift. Just get me up, seated position. I'm not used to being on my back.
I help her to a sitting position then.
Yeah. She will look down and basically do the, you know the post-accident inventory.
Yeah.
What's connected? What's bashed? What's broken?
You clearly mean the Doctor Regeneration routine there.
I pick up like whatever notes that Cad has left behind, and actually run down. Like I run down. It's like found with widespread bruising, multiple contusions, broken cyberware, broken ribs. You have been patched up to the best of our abilities. You will.
Yeah. I got jumped. Do I need to say I got jumped? I got jumped. Look, if I can find my kit, then I can pay you guys. And I appreciate the whole not leaving me to die in the dumpster. That would not have been appropriate.
Well, no.
Appropriate.
Where's my agent?
You were not found with an agent. Your biomonitor was malfunctioning on that basis. So.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, I get that. Now her eyes are actually open. You can see that she has a pair of cyber eyes. But that was not something you could see last night because she was spark out.
Imagine being able
Apart
to
from when it was
afford
doing
a
the
pair
people
of eyes.
Yeah. It is. They are reacting normally, but they are basically just blue. They are cyber eyes, but they're designed to look like natural, which is unusual. Style over substance.
I mean, Electrum can very much sympathise, given that his shift tax are also designed to cover up his natural eye colour, or eye colours rather.
Fair enough. Look, I left work. I was headed home, and some guys wanted a chat. Everything gets a little hazy after that. I remember boots. I remember shouting. And I remember pizza, I think. She looks slightly puzzled. And soldiers on.
Boxes. Yes, you were under
that would be
the
it.
dumpster.
Oh, good. Great. Nice to know. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have my kit with me. It'll be where you found me. I am in no fit state to go get...
but we can go and have a look, I guess. Let me go and speak to somebody then.
Okay. Cool.
What do you have any details of what your kit looks like?
Yeah, it's my bag. It's a minute. It's a pack, backpack. She holds her hands up vaguely. It's pink. It's got rainbows on. transparent outer pocket, and yeah, it's got some stuff in.
And
I'm imagining the backpack that what's his face wears in the adaptation of Altered Carbon.
Yeah, no unicorn on it, but not a million miles away. Basically, you're talking your Poundland backpack, kid size, with rainbows on it.
Now, given that you were likely mugged, likelihood of it being where you were is low.
Yeah, but they may have just chucked it away.
In the interests of helping us help you, can you describe the rig that was that they ripped out?
Well, you see, her hand drifts up to the side of her head where there's gauze basically packing out what used to have something on there.
Were you recording at the time?
I don't know what you mean. I mean, it feels like they've ripped out my doll chip, but
I know what was taken.
Oddly enough, I don't record my walk home. That's not normally interesting enough to make any money.
Understandable. Does the name Lemon Soaked Cleaning Company mean anything to you?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Can you think of any reason why you would be jumped other than as a simple mugging?
No. Nothing leaps to mind.
And the times when Electrum really wishes he had better human perception. Can I try human perception?
You can try human perception, certainly.
At what time can I come up with a coffee for Electrum?
Anytime.
No, 9.
I'm walking in with the coffee.
Well, at what time am I likely to be waking up and checking in on the patient?
I don't mind if it's simultaneous.
What I'll do at that point then is I will let some other people know and see what we can do. Well,
cool.
And at which point, I get up.
You get up and I open the door.
And I breeze past taking the coffee. Thank you very much.
I turn.
Just what I need to wake up with. How's the patient?
I turn to Ked. Patient is awake. Has given us some information. I'm going to see if Lena is here.
Okay, Lena was going home.
I then whisper, lean in close to you. If we're going to get any money, out here, we're going to have to help her find her stuff.
Well, that's fun.
I know, God.
Don't worry about it. This will be a cake. I mean, who steals a lemon truck and knocks people over? That's just asking for trouble. That's amateur work.
Actually, what time? So you're saying this is probably about 8, 9 in the morning?
Probably about 7:30, 8.
Okay. In which case, Lena has already gone home. What I will do before I go and put my head down for a bit is send a message to Lena with the information that Hamble has given us. I actually send that information to all of our group.
Okay. You got a group WhatsApp message going.
I think I would say that our agents probably are at least connected. So I will say information from patient from last night to list the salient points.
I am curious how that works in terms of messages and cell networks for how that works.
Imagine that we're all connected to the clinic toaster and that's the relay point.
You probably so in this current time, they're cell networks are your cell data networks are the key means of transmitting, and literally every street corner where there are terminals that you would get your screen sheets from probably has a data link from a telecoms company shoved on it, probably multiple. So it's whoever you are signed up with.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like a trip back to early 90s. Who's got what towers in what area?
That's still before my time.
So I sign off with let me know if you want me to look anything up. I'm going to get 20.
Okay.
All right, we'll wake you up if we need to.
Right.
I shall pull up a chair stool next to our patient, who's now obviously awake.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
I'm going to lean against the door jamb.
I'm feeling like I'm about to get taken for several hundred ebbs, and that someone gave me a bad time. But I gather I have you guys to thank for not being in pieces.
You certainly have us.
I'm not going to be in pieces, am I?
How many fingers am I holding up, miss? Is it miss?
It's 4, and it's Hamble.
Hamble. Okay. Scratches out Jane Doe on a notepad, writes Hamble.
No, Jane Doe's in the next room.
I'll go through a bunch of fairly basic tests, prick tests, light tests, follow my finger tests.
Yeah.
And all the while doing the tests, who hit you last night? Just random question thrown in there. Who hit you last night? Follow my finger. What was the last thing you recorded on your rig? Look into the light, please. Yeah. Keeping it up and constant so that she doesn't have a chance to think about her answers.
Okay, right. I would like you, in that case, to make me an interrogation check, please.
Nice.
Oh, bollocks.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How does luck work?
You spend it, it's the same as Witcher, you spend it on
perfect.
1 point per point before you roll.
Okay.
Is there a way to assist?
Ooh.
Do I want to spend luck on this?
Because while he's asking questions, I have a skill. It's called conversation, and I could be help bridging the.
Everybody has a skill called conversation.
I'm good at it.
That's specific.
I don't understand good at conversation. That happens.
Pardon me. Let me just check. Yeah.
Those people who somehow don't manage to annoy everyone.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
There's a complementary skills rule.
There is, yeah. That's what I was after.
So that's page 130. At GM's discretion, a good roll in one skill, which can even be rolled by another character, may confer a +1 bonus to the subsequent use of a related skill, as long as the complementary nature of the two skills makes sense.
Okay. Oh yes, that would be it. I managed to scroll past it twice. Well done. Right, so conversation and interrogation would work, yes.
Okay.
So if you want to make a conversation check, and Knight still has to make his interrogation check. As
Basically, in terms of the conversation, when he asks the questions that we want to know the answers to throw her off, I add a little bit in there to try and put her at ease, which further throws off the being able to think about it.
Fair enough.
Put the luck in.
Well, if you want to unspend the luck. Oh no,
I spent 2 luck that I didn't need.
Okay.
The dice exploded.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, you didn't need my help then either.
And my brain's now failing at basic mathematics.
Okay, don't worry about it. With an explosion, that's going to give you a +1.
26.
Oh, flaming out.
26. That would be a +1 because I'm assuming that a 20 is a success on my side.
Okay.
Sorry, no, 24.
What you get is she fumbles slightly on the what did you record last, but on the who hit you, she blurts the black guy with the boots.
Black guy with the boots. Okay.
So everyone's frantically note taking.
It's a little less generic than just the guy with the boots.
There's a little bit more there.
In fact, it's ruling out females and it's ruling out Caucasians. So,
And indeed Asian.
true, yes,
Yep.
yes, and
Big
it,
old
yes,
chunk of
so
the city now
there's
not
a lot
counting
of
the equation.
possibilities ruled out with that one. Now, when
Okay.
she started over, what did you record last? Was there any snippet of anything useful that came out before she clammed up? Damn.
Look,
Why were they hitting, beating up on you? I mean,
I don't
Shouldn't-
know.
what were you doing in this area?
Going home
Okay,
from work.
where do you work?
I work at the van window.
Oh, that's where they picked you up.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yes, I'm a joy toy. And
No, that's not what I was saying. Oh, about.
oh,
Why would you think that I was judging you?
because you said oh, and generally that's why people go oh.
I see.
Any
Well.
So,
other questions you got for me?
no, but you might have some for us. So, you cracked a couple of ribs, you've got a lot of bruising, you've got no major internal damage. I saved you from that.
Yay!
Please don't move rapidly or quickly, especially in the torso region, because you may dislocate and dislodge the broken ribs and pierce something important.
Oh,
We don't
good.
want that happening. Please stay as still as possible.
Noted. Noted.
Uh,
Avoid dislocated ribs. That's cool.
I'm not sure if my colleague mentioned, but there was also a piece of cyberware removed from your head, rather forcibly.
Yeah. Yeah. Said.
I'm relieved to see that it doesn't appear to have done any major neurological damage.
Yeah. That's a good thing. So. Yeah, that was my BD rig. That's going to cost to get replaced.
BD
Yeah.
rig?
Brain
Brain
dance.
dance.
Oh, brain dance. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you like-
Sometimes some people, when they see people getting a special kiss, they enjoy it and they like that feeling, and
Right.
they pay money for it.
Well, if they were stealing your brain dance rig, then they were probably taking something they didn't want put out there.
So we're talking probably a former client,
Potentially.
or
Maybe.
someone that wants dirt on a former client. Let's face it, the world's a
Or
shitty
that.
place. So have a think
could be.
who your most recent clients were, and we can work backwards from there. Does your
Look-
rig store information once you recorded it for any period of time, or do you clean it each time?
Man, my head.
Because whilst you weren't recording at the walk home, yeah, your head's going to hurt heavily.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry. Look, I can get right out of your hair, and if I can just get my stuff, then
Well,
I
for
can
the
pay
time
you,
being,
and it'll all be good.
Best not going anywhere for your own safety.
Okay.
They came after you, they took the rig, they left you for dead. If they know you're still walking, they might try again.
I
And you're
don't
not
even know
exactly
who
fit
they
for round 2
are.
yet.
Cool.
So our friends have got a description of your gear, they're going to go look for it.
Oh, cool. They know where I was found. Yeah.
We're the ones that. Well, they're the ones that found you. Yeah.
Oh,
They
that's
brought
handy.
you to us.
That's useful. Look, I'm kind of tired it's
Human
all
perception.
still in my system.
Concussions
Human
like
perception.
Okay.
I want to make sure she ain't lying.
What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get?
What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? 18.
She's not lying, but she is hiding something. She's not as tired as she's making out.
We can go ahead and let her rest in the room for a little while, and then I can escort her home later.
I need to keep an eye on her vitals for a little while, make sure there's no undesired side effects.
Fair enough.
Right. Okay.
I didn't see anything nasty like a ruptured spleen while I was in there, but a small rupture could be easy to miss.
I mean, it's really hard to detect the clots in the brain that cause strokes.
Oh, good. You're making me feel so much better. Are you all just having discussions over me? I'm just wondering.
We have-
Talking behind your back
This
about
is
your own
normal conversations in the clinic.
Oh, good.
I'm
Right.
not some
Actually
corpo
trust us, or do they just have
MD
no
that does
other
bedside manner as well as saving lives.
Oh, okay.
So what you get from here is blunt facts. If you're going to die, I'm going to tell you you're going to die.
Great. Love fact trauma. Fantastic. Okay. So we will spin on then, because you're not going to get anything more useful out of her at this stage. And we will crash zoom over to... are Lena and Max heading over there, or is anybody else going instead or as well?
I would potentially suggest that, given that what we're looking for is stuff of a technological nature, that Hideo probably
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
might want to go as well.
I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna stick around with the patient just to keep CAD company and make sure no one actually traces her to the bar.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm looking up Friday Night Firefight, and I don't want you to worry about that. That's
Oh, great. You say that immediately before I announce, since he's not on a job at the moment, Max is not wearing his armor.
Oh God.
Well, as I say, you've all been sent the info that I had picked up, at least,
Yeah.
as to what we're looking for in order to get any kind of payment out of this patient.
Friday Night Firefight.
And suggesting that the area that they were found is probably searched more thoroughly as well.
Okay. Right. So that's Hideo, Max, and Nabu. Wildly combat-orientated characters.
Yes, I definitely have a weapon.
I'm being given a death glare by a fish.
We're going to die. And we're not even going to get paid for it.
Hey, wait.
We're all going to
Fish?
die sometime, Fish.
Fish, it's gonna be okay.
Ah,
you
but
know
there's a
why?
few people I'd like to see go first.
But Fish, it's gonna be okay. You know why? Because she only has 16 minutes to kill you, and that's a long time to faff around. And then you've got a whole 3 weeks.
Oh,
To
great.
develop your
Only 3
replacement
weeks.
character.
Just remember to spend your luck before the end of the session. It'll refresh the session.
That is your standard, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Fish.
I always did that with Witcher,
Luck.
yes.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the session, I burned all my luck no matter what the roll was,
Yeah.
just because I knew it came back.
Oh, by the way, Twitch is apparently being weird. That's weird tonight. I've seen a couple of messages come up about it. So it's not just at our end. It's being a bit of a pig for everybody.
Oh,
So
okay.
firm. Okay. So, looking up the initiative rules. Not that I'll need them. It's fine.
No. Plus, you can always, depending on where you are, you can always have an agent alert set up to to buzz us.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I think a panic button would be lovely. On the
Like
Right.
that is probably something that we have set up as well on our group.
Mhm.
We have a panic button and we have go bags like at the door. Just little go bags for, grabbing and running.
I misheard that as grow bags, and I suddenly thought, why
Oh, no.
would tomatoes be an urgent necessity?
Look,
Hey,
look.
sometimes you need a marinara sauce,
Look.
and you need it now.
Okay, fair
About a
enough.
month ago, a couple of them went to a comedy night, and it was terrible, and they needed help, and I brought them a whole bag of fucking tomatoes.
You wouldn't waste tomatoes on that in
No,
Night City.
no.
They are much
No,
more
tomatoes,
valuable.
that's valuable stuff, yeah.
That's
Roast
commodity.
kibble
I
at
didn't
the
say
bad
good
comedy.
Yes. Kibble and a catapult. One of those industrial strength ones.
Stale
Great.
kibble.
They're wrist catapults that Hideo made for us.
Right,
I'm
okay.
not imagining trying to put the cyber chair in a trebuchet.
Oh no!
Trebuchet mode?
I'm imagining
Yes.
turning the cyber chair into a trebuchet.
Oh, yes.
no! Let's not do it. Let's not kill Hideo, please.
No, I just got visions.
Get over
He'd
this
either
really
have-
tall wall, so we'll just lob you over.
No, it would
Like the
definitely. He would either have a glider pop
Yeah.
out or a parachute to paraglide, and I don't know which.
Or little wings.
Is his
That's
chair
not-
voice operated and does it call him Michael?
Jump in. Okay.
Okay.
Right, so you're headed to the dumpster. You know where you're going. How is everybody getting there?
On foot.
Okay.
On
How
whose
is
foot?
Hideo getting there? Are you meeting up before you go there, or are you going straight there and meeting there?
I was thinking I would meet them there. Since
Yeah,
I know where
that's-
I'm going, and I'm not actually guarding them. I'm just going along because I don't want them to do something stupid and get themselves killed while I'm not looking.
What? We would
No,
never
they can do that. Well, you are looking.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was thinking meeting
If they
there
get
as
themselves killed, I
well,
want to be there to loot the bodies.
which is the only logical thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking meeting there as well, but if Hideo wants me to meet him elsewhere and then escort to the location, since he hasn't been there before, it's all good.
Okay. So, I will. Oh, what the hell? Let's make it nice and simple. You will all arrive at the same time. What you see is parked across the end of the alleyway is a slightly battered grey
Oh, no.
transit with a lemon
Wait.
on the side.
Oh,
Okay.
is there indeed?
Oh,
There will be enough room for the chair to squeeze past it. Fortunately, you've got the spider chair. It would be slightly more awkward with the wheels.
okay.
Quick
All right.
once over on the van when I get there. See what the cat's knocking over.
Yes.
Sorry, I just hit the ceiling then. I got double noise, of course. I heard it and then I heard it through your mic.
Yeah, quick once over, make sure check. Is there anybody in the van? Is the van locked?
Ah, well, now.
It's the van.
People in there.
No fingerprints.
Good points. Okay. Fish, the van is not locked.
Okay.
Check for traps.
I was thinking, is it possible for me to link my video camera and my agent and
one
transmit
sec.
video?
Yes?
Okay. Transmit the images to the rest of the group, so
Yep.
they're linked in.
Yeah, you can do that.
Then I would like to do that, please, just
Right,
so
as-
they know what's going on, and if we die, they will know to come loot our bodies.
Suddenly you're in a
As we
found
set that
footage
up,
movie.
As you set that up, Max just sort of peers at you over the top of his Neo Aviators. Would you mind not filming me when I'm committing Grand Theft Auto?
Okay.
I'll be sure to get your good side, though. Don't worry.
Great.
Does Max have a good side?
It's
really.
behind.
You say you like Max's backside. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just heard too.
Well, he's quite fit. In fairness, I mean,
Look, I mean,
Well,
even Corey's got to admit that Max has a nice butt.
Right. Okay. So
hate to see
you
him come in,
can
but
indeed.
love to
Oh,
see
yeah,
him
quick.
go.
Yep.
quick once over check. The glove compartment under the seats, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Are you going for the side doors or are you going for the back?
I was going for the cab.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the
It's
cab.
hard to check under the seats in the back.
Right. In the cab.
Okay.
Checking under the seats, you find an assortment of dirty used tissues, napkins, fast food wrappers.
Note to self. Add wet wipes and hand sanitizer to my equipment list.
In the glove compartment, you find a multiplicity of paperwork with varying ages, wadded up individually and obviously shoved in after no longer used and then not emptied. It's been a while since this thing was detailed. And make me a perception check.
A perception check. I'm assuming that threat detection does not apply here.
Threat detection does not apply, nor does it apply to the
would
hazmat
you-
under the seat.
Right, I can't see a damn thing. That's
Really?
10.
Okay.
That's, I've made what, 4 rolls tonight? That's my second low explosion.
Oh,
Okay, it
The
is.
dice really do hate me.
okay.
Right,
Did
this is
Max not get his
actually.
coffee this morning?
Yeah.
This is actually
and-
okay.
And for that matter, can Nabu notice
Right,
anything from the lens of her video camera?
Max's head's in the way at the moment.
Ah,
However,
okay, so I can see the bolts. Yeah.
The difficulty is only 9.
okay.
I just wanted to make it so you.
Thank
had
heavens
to
for a
roll.
base of... actually, no, I 11, not 10. Cat, stop it. Excuse me while I retrieve my books and mouse from the floor.
Okay.
Cats chase mice. Who knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually 11, I forgot.
Okay.
Forgot to add the 1 for the original roll. I subtracted the... I only got a 1 on the low, the explosion. So that's quite good, because that means out of, 6 rolls I've made tonight, 3 of them have been 1s.
How? How do you
so
do
sad.
this? Right. You
That's
pay.
special
You pay
official
attention. You make the roll, and the most recent, based on the "it's at the front," wadded up handful of paper, is a slightly iffy printout of the woman that you found in the dumpster. Obviously, from her advert.
I will sort of wave that backward as I carry on looking. I'll just pass that out the door to Nabu.
And grab it.
Found this.
Okay.
Okay. And make sure that that's transmitted back to everyone else.
Okay. Are you looking through any of the other papers, or are you moving on?
Not really. I will move on and check what's in the back now.
Okay.
And while Max is doing that, I will also be panning around the alley to make sure, just sort of keeping an
You're
eye
looking
out.
down the alley.
Right.
Right.
To see if anyone is moving and to try to capture.
Down this
I was
badness.
sort of assuming if this was parked across the
Yeah.
alley and I was going in through the
Or
roadside door.
passenger
Okay.
door, it would be the roadside
Yeah.
door, whichever way around it.
I
okay,
thought
so
it was-
But I
Well,
could
big
see into
driver's
the alley
side.
through the other door window.
okay. So
They are
okay. See,
tinted.
they are tinted. Okay, well then
If
never
it's tinted
mind.
enough, you can't see out because that's a real hazard to driving.
The side
is true.
windows are tinted at a level that police interceptors would want a word and peel off the coating.
Okay. Okay. Well then,
They can't see me either then.
and
So as you look down the alleyway, you can see 4 guys down by the dumpster. Or rather, 3 guys by the dumpster, 1 guy in the dumpster.
They're digging for something.
Rooting around in the rubbish, clearly looking for something.
I mean,
We
they're,
can see
they're
this
doing our
footage, can't
work.
we?
Mhm.
Are any of the guys? At least one of the guys black?
Yes, there are 2 black guys.
Okay.
Does he have boots?
Well, he could
It's
have
hard to
changed his
tell.
shoes.
It's hard to tell because they are all up to their knees in
Yeah.
rubbish,
it was-
which has
meant to
been
be
pulled
funny.
out of
All
the
we've got to do is
dumpster.
lift the
Yes.
foot to move forwards, and we'll catch a sight whether they got boots or not. Perception
Yes.
check?
Right, what's your stealth, by the way? Do you have anything
me-
along those lines?
Me?
I mean, have to have at
stealthy,
least a
stealthy.
couple of points.
Yeah, you do.
Stealth is under where? It's somewhere.
column.
I
It's
know
under
it's
body.
First column, under body. Thank you.
So
I have an
it's rolled
8.
on dex.
Yes, I have. Total is 8. Base.
Okay.
Level 3, and then stat 5, and so I got a 3 plus an 8, so that's 11.
Uh-huh.
I'm dead.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. That's
You're
fine.
opening the back of the van, aren't you, Fish? That was where you're
Yeah.
moving to next.
Oh, God.
Throwing open the back of the van, you get hit with a really strong smell of lemon bleach.
I'm in again. Oh god.
Oh crap! Really? Oh, that's cheating. So that is a total of 10. You are having a laugh.
Did they just fail their perception checks?
They're looking in fairness, they're looking in detail somewhere else.
True.
So
this
yes, as
dumpster
you
looks
poke
like a
your head
dumpster.
round with the camera, you see the guys and have the chance to whip back round the corner before they see you,
Oh.
if you so wish.
Yep. I think I will. So wish and perhaps request anyone who is on the agent call to try to run a trace on those faces if we can.
Right.
If
Okay.
assuming that I captured them well enough.
Yeah, that would be an
For-
interesting idea, wouldn't it? Okay, so
Sure you
maybe
don't want
not.
backup?
Yeah.
There's 4 of them and 3 of you. Do you need backup?
I'm going to defer that to Max.
I suppose I better take a peek round down the alley and see
Okay.
what's there.
yeah.
Or you could look at your agent. Well, you have an agent, right? You do.
It's
Okay.
nothing like the Mark 1 eyeball. Not that I have those anymore.
Okay. Okay. Because I was thinking looking at your agent might be safer, but
Okay, so Max preferring to see things with his own eyes, or at least the ones he's using at the moment.
Yes, these are my own eyes. I
Yes.
paid good money for them.
Yes, you can poke your head around the corner and you see 4 guys. You have military service, don't you? So I will allow you a perception check. Make this human perception.
Oh,
No, sorry.
is it
okay.
even worth me rolling the die?
Actually, no. Make this perception because it is.
That's a 19, assuming my threat detection doesn't apply.
Right. Okay. It actually would.
In that case, that's 23.
Right. Okay. From one glance, you can see that they are organised, squad, and armed.
Right, these guys are tooled up and know what they're doing.
They're not just pissing about
So-
down
How
there.
badly do we want whatever's in that dumpster?
Well, we could always give this lady free charge healthcare.
That's now to do with me.
well,
You brought her in.
it's something to do with me because some of the Arasaka Corp may be involved in this, and I do have a vested interest in,
All right,
in this.
here's an idea. Legs, can you outwire this van?
I take it to mean Hideo.
Yes. Who else would you
Legs.
call Legs?
Fair.
He's got 4 more of them than anyone else.
Take me a Dr. Octopus.
Yeah,
Right,
land vehicle tech would do it.
Because how about if the two of you hop in the van here and take off, they'll get a little bit distracted and probably try and follow you, and then I'll nip down and search dumpster while they're gone.
I don't know how to drive, though. That's a small problem.
You
That
have
is
to, the
a problem.
basic will include the stat, won't it, though, rather than your level.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes, so, Hideo, if you can drive, I am
I mean,
willing to
I
give it
didn't
a
put
shot.
any points in driving, but I can probably drive.
What is your base?
Oh God!
so
What
I'm
is
the
your
only person here who
reflex?
knows how to
My
drive.
reflex is 7.
Yeah,
How
Also
about
the only
you,
person
Moya?
here who knows how to fight, which means we should really leave someone who knows how to fight behind in case they don't all
Yes,
go after
You
the
only
van.
need
But we
a
should really have
total-
someone who can drive steal the van.
Yeah. To be honest,
Can we
anybody
duplicate Max?
Okay.
Going to be able to reach the pedals.
only you only need to be able to start it and make it go. That's
Yes, I know how to
9.
turn a key and push the pedal.
No, you need to be able to do more than just start it and make
I
it
don't
go,
know.
because if they come after
Okay.
you,
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they'll probably be shooting at us, so I think
That's what the
Being able
engine
to
block is
start.
for.
But the engine block's going to be in
So
the front.
I'd like to.
So,
Back
second
Yeah.
plan,
behind.
second option then. Second plan.
Okay.
Second plan is probably you two stay out at way, and I try and take out all 4 of them before they really know we're here.
Okay.
Let's go with the first plan.
Hot
Not
wiring
that
it
I'm
is then.
casting any doubt on your ability.
I mean, they're
Yes,
organised and
I-
they're
Just
tooled
the
up, and they're
van is
tooled up,
probably
but
a little bit more bulletproof than hoping they don't notice us.
you don't really know a lot about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Or guns.
Let
Also,
me get this-
2,000 pounds
die.
is a really nice bullet that will take out more than one person.
So,
okay. So can I assume Hideo is climbing into the van's cockpit? Because
Yes.
transit van cockpits are fucking huge, so you
Well,
can.
Can we decide what we're doing before that? I mean, we haven't actually agreed on a plan yet.
Okay. Could we not disable the van and
Oh,
I mean, taking apart the van is a lot easier than...
Well, I
Yes.
don't think it makes a lot of difference whether they have to call AAA after they kill us.
no.
well?
Molly, are
We're
you
still
thinking,
dead either way.
Mhm.
Are you thinking disabling the van in such a way that when they start it up after they get inside, it blows up on them?
Did you bring a bomb?
Vans don't just explode.
Not a bomb. No.
You don't need to
Uh,
bring a bomb to rig a
Plug
car to
already, plug.
explode.
also,
Yes,
if they,
you don't know that.
You bloody do.
Yeah.
also, if they explode once they have found the stuff that they are looking for, that also
yes.
means the stuff that we are looking for explodes. So.
Exactly.
That is true.
Yes, I would like something more along the lines of perhaps carbon monoxide being redirected
That just takes a
And-
hose.
into, and also immobilizing, but carbon monoxide knocking people out, preferably quickly, or something similar.
I have
I
a perception
carbon-
check from the 3 of you who are actually there.
Carbon
Oh,
monoxide
God.
poisoning is not quick.
yeah,
That's
that's
Oh,
correct.
no, no.
that's
I
the
haven't done a
problem.
roll the entire time. How do rolls
Yeah.
work again?
Okay, roll a d10.
Yeah.
Right. You pick up the die,
Yeah.
Yep.
Fishy.
You
Should be
drop
nice.
it again with some lateral movement so that it actually rolls. Then you read the number on the top.
Yep.
Fish.
Plus your
Robin-
base that is
Robinson-
listed against the
Not the
rules.
bottom.
Yes.
Just to double check, it's not,
Not
the
the
bottom
number on the bottom, no, the number on the top.
You roll your skill level, plus, in this case, your awareness, plus a d10.
Okay.
And that gets me 17 unless threat perception counts.
Okay.
Yes, I also got a 17.
Threat
And
perception will, so that's
Robinson-
21.
Detection, rather.
Yes. Robinson, sometimes you are a saint for not killing anyone in our group here. So, and I say that with love.
Goes
Fishy.
around, comes around, frankly.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
burning hands
sorry.
has happened.
Yes.
It's, okay, I just mixed up the effects of shocking grass and burning hands in a
In
specific
a fight
way.
you started anyway by getting bored and wandering off.
What?
Yeah, we got
Meanwhile,
history.
back in
Okay,
Cyberpunk.
meanwhile, back at the plot.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so 21, I make that for fish.
Okay.
Uh,
Do I have anything?
what did Robinson get?
Uh,
What did Hideo
that
get,
would
Robinson?
be 14.
14. And Monia?
I had a 17.
You had the 17.
Uh,
Okay, that's fine.
the-
This means that you all hear
Oh
a
god.
cry of, "Oi, get away from there!" down the alley, because you've basically stood there having a chat.
Okay, I'll look to make sure that whoever it is actually talking to us.
Right,
No.
glancing over, one of the guys is crouched down. He seems to have been looking under something, and so looking in that direction, he can basically see feet, legs, many legs, depending on who he's looking at, around their van. And he's definitely looking in your direction.
Okay.
This your van?
Yeah, what of it?
Wrong. As he says that, a very heavy handgun appears in Max's hand. Put your hands up and shed those weapons.
Oh, okay.
Intimidation, then. Okay. Hang on a minute.
Nabu would also like to back up Max, even though she's not entirely convinced that this is the best idea. Would draw her heavy pistol and point it at them too.
Suddenly everyone's guns out. Okay.
Wow, you
Well,
actually
he
have
started
guns.
it.
Well, Max is the one they are scared of because,
Yes.
yeah, that's Max. Right, so
Yeah.
fish.
Yes.
Oh God,
That went
we're
to
all
hell
gonna
fast.
die.
I'm
Look
just
at that
looking.
die.
It's not going to be streetwise. It's
It's
not
gonna
going to
die.
be that. It's going to be under cool, I suspect.
Yes, it's almost certainly going to be on cool, but
Yeah.
what is it going to be on?
Are you intimidating?
He is intimidating.
That is under social skills, underneath human perception, and it is cool.
No, that's interrogation.
Interrogation.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
I can't read.
no, this is
It
intimidation.
does appear to be an intimidation skill, which I'm fine with because, to be honest, what is the intimidation skill?
Wouldn't
Honestly,
it be
Well,
it's a,
Persuasion.
actually, in this case, it would be persuasion.
it's a
Yeah.
strange
Yeah.
concept,
Actually,
the idea that
fish-
intimidation exists. But I'm
Make
persuading
me-
them to put their guns down. You could argue.
You, okay,
Yes, it would be.
will
It would be
take-
persuasion.
I will take the best of persuasion,
Mm-hmm.
or if you want to do it by looking competent,
The other
Yeah.
one would be streetwise, as for me.
your
Incompetent.
your handgun and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to suggest. Is whatever
Handgun
weapon
and
you get
cool.
plus-
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Handgun and cool. Yeah, that might work.
You want
As
to
I
look
say, streetwise
competent.
would be the other one, which
Yeah.
I have exactly the same value in as
Yeah.
handgun. So that gives me a base of 10. I am going to throw. Well, we're nearing the end of the session. I'll throw 5 luck into this.
Okay.
Oh no. This is my morning garb.
Watch the
by
one.
way.
Here it comes.
Your morning garb. You can't. There's nothing to mourn yet.
It's anticipatory.
I am 21 intimidating.
Okay,
That's quite intimidative.
right. So they're going to be doing this on their call, and they're going to be doing it on that.
Watch, they get a critical success. I mean, it is rolling.
Means nothing, dear.
Yeah, Drutta's antagonist tends to roll differently from Drutta's protagonist.
That is true. That is true. But how do we know that these are antagonists? Maybe these are the good guys, and we were the bad guys all
Well,
along.
they're antagonizing me.
This is going to come under resist torture, basically. It's going to be the resist torture skill, but done on call.
Yes.
You reckon cool?
Yeah.
Because I would have thought it would be Will still, because it's how cool they are doesn't make any difference
see
to
it
how
going
well
either
they
way.
can resist things.
To be honest, the numbers are actually
you'll-
exactly the same in this.
I mean,
Oh, well,
the alternative would be that it's a human perception, or that it's a check with empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if they want to do human perception to see whether they'll shoot them, then the answer is yes. Yes, I will.
I think if they pass this, then it becomes a human perception check. But let's go with the initial intimidation first. Oh fuck!
Oh,
Right.
no.
Okay, that's fine. Fortunately, no double explosions. Jesus. So that's a total of 13.
A total of 13.
Yeah.
It's a good number. I like 13.
Oh no, it isn't.
13 is-
No, it isn't. Oh god, no.
Or did you add the wrong one?
Yeah, I added the wrong way. No, that's not. That's a total of 8.
Oh, that's an even better number. I like an 8.
8 is a good number.
That's a little lower than. Did I say 21?
19. Yes, 21 intimidating. Yes. Yeah. You can watch the blood drain from the faces of 4 guys who are up to their arses in pizza boxes. Shit. It's nothing to do with you. We're going, okay? One of them actually drops his gun.
Nice!
One
We got
of them
another
actually does
gun.
as he's told. That's a good start.
The other 3 holster. They've been searching basically one-handed while rooting. The other 3 holster. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh god.
Max turns
Okay.
up, intimidates a hit squad.
Yay!
In
Nice
fairness
one.
to him, Max is a hit squad.
Yeah, to be fair.
This is very useful. We've had some very useful things happen. Medicine
They're
and
not solos.
intimidation, research. It's great.
Right,
They
did you
are
see
not
the comment I put
solos.
in chat?
Okay.
Audibly discussing.
Sure.
I love that. Yeah. While they're standing there yakking. I'm sorry.
Well, I gave it a while.
I know you did. I know.
Which is long enough for those that potentially could be backup to get their shit together and get moving.
Oh yeah. On top of that, does instead of just leaving Humble there to not leave, do you stick her with something to put her back to sleep?
Can we not have non-consensual doping, please?
Well,
I think Hamble is perfectly
Doping.
aware.
Yeah.
Hamble should be aware that attempting to move is not in her best interest.
She's
So-
Fair enough.
she's currently safe
Yeah.
and she's not in any position to
Yeah.
go anywhere on her own.
Yeah,
So no,
if she
we're
tries
not going
move,
to be.
she's gonna be on the
Yeah.
floor unconscious
Yeah.
without us doing anything.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
no great desire because you'll probably charge her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she
Back
opens
up.
any stitches.
yeah. Plus, if she were knocked unconscious or sedated and something happened, the building burned down,
Yeah.
or someone attacked her, she would be completely defenseless.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
we couldn't do that.
I love the idea that Lena didn't bring this person back. And Lena's done this before. It's bringing someone back because there could be a story and also money to be made by fixing someone up that doesn't realize that they're getting fixed up.
Well, and also this person could owe me a favor for saving your life potentially, and be a future contact for bringing down Arasaka. So it's a long game.
But I need to pay the rent.
Yes.
Right.
This is a regular thing for this group. Random strays that turn into a job.
No,
Pretty
you have
much.
you have read Section 2. No, Section 2, there's actually a job from a fixer. I know. Try not to faint. Okay, so we will leave it there.
All I'm getting out of this is a van.
Oh,
I
that's
love
right.
the
We do have a
assumption
van
you're
now.
getting the van.
Well, we
right.
will. We
Oh
haven't
my
got it yet.
Well, and who
We can repaint
who's
it
gonna
with medical logo and everything.
It might have some holes in it, but
And
Or
it's-
we
Could
could
put the
Wait,
cart before
we
the
could
horse.
adapt the lemon. Okay. Oh my god.
I think we are
What can
definitely
turn
putting
lemon
the cart
into?
before the horse here, in as much as what's with the we? My van. I'm the one doing the shooting and potentially the bleeding.
I'm
And
fine
I'm
with
the one
that,
doing
and
the
I can.
stitching up, and we'll need to get to you faster next time.
Well, it can
No,
be
I can get to you
shared,
faster because I'll be able to drive to you in my van.
So you'll be bleeding in, passing out
Honestly.
in, crashing in.
This is going to be the blambulance.
No, this is going to be my van. This is very simple.
Oh. You know, guns and medical facilities. I like blambulance, actually. That appeals.
Yeah, that does work.
Oh, I
It does
misheard you.
work.
I thought you said glambulance.
That's what I thought
It
it
will
was
also be
too.
that. It will be the
Yeah.
glam blam.
Max is not currently wearing a single item of clothing that doesn't have either light strips or LEDs. Oh no, yes, the t-shirt doesn't. Everything else
Oh
has
my
either light
God.
strips or LEDs.
Oh,
I mean,
Because he's not
fabulous.
in his combat gear. He's
And he's
just
not
in
in his
his
combat
everyday
gear.
urban flash.
Oh, and Lena can donate
Blood at this
feather
rate.
boas and also and fairy lights.
Honestly, Corey's hair basically has that. You know those rainbow-colored Christmas tree fiber optic things going on that have the
Oh.
shifting colors? That's
Tech hair is
basically what his hair is
dangerous.
doing all the time.
Okay,
Oh, God.
I thought you said Rambo colored, and I was
No,
Very
Rando.
perplexed.
No, it's okay. No,
Yeah.
I
Well, in
made
terms
the
of
same
Rambo,
mistake.
Hearing.
It's a mohawk, but it's still doing that rainbow shit.
okay. Yeah, sorry, my hearing is
It's
still
alright.
crap.
It's okay.
No, to
Right.
be fair, I heard Rambo as well. more
Yeah,
than-
me too.
Okay, good.
We all
Okay,
heard
good.
Rambo. We all heard, First
Okay.
Blood, Part Fabulous.
Yes.
I
So,
thought it was the new Captain Marvel.
actually, that works. Okay.
It sure does, yeah.
Yeah, good point. So, that's it. We will leave them staring down an alley at a thoroughly intimidated team of guys who may or may not have kicked Campbell into a bloodied pulp. Let's face it, they did. And what they're after and what she may or may not have is something for next session. So, thank you. 3 weeks' time, we will be back at this, assuming everybody is available.
Yep.
I am. So that's the 23rd. So next week we are on, I believe, Labyrinths and Lycanthropes. Alternatively, Monster of the Week, I will have a chat with
Yes,
Alexia.
it's either Monster of the Week or LNL, but I can't remember which.
Yeah.
which
If I have my
decided on.
way, it'll be Monster of the Week because I have some work this week. Sorry. So, thank you for watching. If you are of a mind to support the channel, which is always appreciated, then ! Donate will give you the link for that. We are also on our own Discord, so ! Discord will get you that link. We are gamers of all stripes and all kinds, and basically it's just a nice place to hang out and talk about gaming and plan your own sessions if you wish, or
And being
stream. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Fish, Chrono, Moliere, Robinson, Shard, and Knight. Do appreciate you all, and Thank you for not getting yourselves killed or killing anyone
Yet.
important.
Yeah.
Big old yet.
Big old
Yes.
yet. Okay, fine.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
doing such
running.
for doing such an awesome job.
Okay,
It's
this is a
appreciated.
very different feel, I think, to most of the slightly more comedic stuff. I think there's a bit more overt threat.
Yes.
Not a single Vibro Club. I'm disappointed.
No.
Not
that's
yet.
that's actually where
Not
Max
yet.
lives.
No, it's
Okay.
not anymore. I've had to wreck
That's
on that
right.
because
Oh.
I can't make the numbers work
He's
at
back in the
all.
container, is he?
It's actually economically impossible for me to live that lifestyle, even though that lifestyle was shitty.
Also,
So-
Molly, you didn't go into the circle window, so you don't know if there was any Vibro clubs in there or not.
That
This
is
is
true.
We don't know what's through the round window.
You have not yet looked through the round window. Right, I will bid you good night, and thank you very much. Bye bye.
Take care, all.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Take care.
Good night, folks.
See ya.